We live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the locker room, the pregame before the show. Be wise,
Miles.
and we are back with another first episode. I mean, we didn't done a pregame pre-show before, but
Mm,
we'll never go live, so you never know what we gonna get. How you doing today, brother?
uh, it ain't been it ain't been the best day, but we gonna make it.
Is it has to do something with the topic we're gonna talk about later with them Cowboys?
Oh hell no, they don't
Oh,
stress me out. No,
oh.
fuck no.
You just overall, how you doing? You want something you
Yeah.
want to talk about, or you want to bring
Nah,
up? Or you want to wait for the
man,
show?
nah, man. I mean, just so I think I told you I'm in school.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the requirements of being in this program, you gotta have a teacher's license, right?
Yep.
So I finished it up during the summer. So I talked to the advisor. I was like, "Yo, my license ain't come in yet. Can I still do the program, or do I need to wait?" So they was like, "You can do it." And I get an email saying that I didn't get my license. I got to take another class.
On some
But then I
bullshit.
looked at it. I'm like, "Yo, I took this class already."
Yeah.
Um, but the thing of it is, like, I need this license in order to move on with this program. So, you got to wait 10 to 12 weeks. And I'm like, if I can prove that I took this class, do I got to wait another 10, 12 weeks? I don't have another 10 to 12 weeks to wait. And I didn't just spent, all this money for next semester. And it's just like, man, so I'm just a little over it. I come home and I'm stick my nose in this laptop working for the past 8 weeks. And I feel like I've been doing this for nothing now. So,
Is that a common thing? Because we got letters like because Ava's in the Head Start program, and then Seamus teacher as well. Like they're telling us that they don't have their licenses and all that kind of stuff, and they're notifying us. And I think Seamus teacher hers didn't come in her time or whatever for the extension, and she
mm,
actually lost like either like she abruptly resigned. Like he doesn't have the same teacher. They've been in school since what August 19th. His teacher's
mm-hmm,
gone. And we
mm,
were wondering because that's what Katie was like, kind of told, like it was over licensing, but like that's crazy if that's what they got going on, especially if they
yeah.
messing up the process.
Well, I don't know about Dinwiddie, but Chesterfield's HR has always been notorious slow. Um,
How
I
you
don't
doing, Lady
know
Ray? How you doing,
what's
Sergeant?
going on. I don't know what the problem is, but it's just like, man, look, I spent a lot of money. I invested a lot of time. Like, this ain't time to be fucking shit up. Um, I'm not retaking this class because I already got classes to be taken, and I'm not adding on another class that I already took. Um, I don't know. So I emailed the email licensed HR. Of course, they won't fucking in. They're never there when you need them. So now I just gotta play the waiting
Brother,
game. What's up?
I'm dealing with the same thing. I'm about to miss a deadline because they didn't answer my email for a month. So I'm about to
Right.
really miss a federal deadline because you didn't answer my email in a month, and then you on conferences and all that kind of stuff, and then you get back and you push me and still hold me up. Like this is Chesterfield County. It's one of my gripes I have with government right now. That
Hmm.
this should be the place to get into it, but I don't want to get into it because I don't want to be messy. I don't, this is no bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
No, go ahead, man. I don't know. It's just. But like you said, with your son's teachers, it's crazy. Like, why does it take so long for them to approve your licensure? What the fuck are they doing where it takes 10 to 12 weeks? That's 2.5 months.
Red tape and regulation. This is the stuff. It ain't no lie about deadline. I can't lie about no deadlines. I got federal deadlines. I can't. It ain't no lying or flexing deadlines. I've walked into a I've walked in behind the eight ball. I've been trying to fight a organization out of this hole, and it's getting fucking tough. I got 26 projects I got to finish before the end of this month. It's getting a little tough,
End of
but it's
this month?
okay. I mean, the end of this year. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
tripping.
I'm about
End
to
of
say
this
that's
year.
tomorrow.
No, end of this year. I got three I
Huh.
got to finish before the end of this month. But yeah, let's see if that happens. But it's man, it's I'm getting tired of like you said. What takes so long for this to happen? Like, why does it have to be an extended process like that? Like,
Hmm.
it don't take that much. Trigger, how you doing, brother?
What's up?
Well, we sound sad and short, Trigger.
Oh no, I didn't want to cut. I knew you were in the middle of something. I didn't want to cut
Oh
you off.
no, you all right, brother? I'll make sure you all right.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just
Hey,
listening in, trying to catch up what y'all got going on.
we talk about the government. You in the government too? Hey man, the government pissing me off, man. I'm getting tired of these local governments. That's why shout out Lady Ray, Genuine Radiance. If y'all need anything, we out here consulting. Like it shouldn't take this long. It should not take this long to get educators in our community mouths. Like it's dumb to me when with where we are with AI and technology. It should not take as long as it take with a lot of this shit. It's annoying as fuck. So I've just got to say, it's just
Mm.
I'm trying to fucking help people and y'all are fucking slowing the process up. It's crazy to me. Like
All
it's
right.
getting slightly annoying. But y'all go ahead. I'm sorry. How you doing, Trigger?
No, you good.
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Glad to be here. I like to
Did you
talk about tonight.
did y'all see that thing I sent in the group chat? The little tweet
Yeah,
I just sent.
about the marriage for men thing.
Yeah. Should we
Yeah.
say that for next week?
No, we can address that tonight too.
No. I
What's
mean,
that?
we.
Let's talk about it all. Yeah. Yep. Because I'm a living, breathing example of that right now.
What are we
Oh,
talking about?
okay.
You look a little exfoliated though. Your skin look beautiful.
I'm about to say
You
skin
That's
look
look
because
good.
your skin look good, bro.
I shaved my mustache. That's all. That's
Oh,
all I
okay.
No,
did.
you didn't. No, you didn't. You got that bevel. You got that bevel pack.
No,
Exfoliation.
I shaved my mustache.
I know. I got it too. I ain't did it today, but I got it. It's in the box. Oh, Amber. I'm sorry. Lady Ray said people don't want to teach. Is that? Do
Yeah,
you think you concur with that, Mouse?
I do. I think it's because of, well, for starters, the requirements of being a teacher is ridiculous, man. You got to pass this praxis test, and it's hard as hell. It's expensive as hell, and it's hard as hell. Took me 4 tries, and on the fourth try, I got it. I got the minimum requirement. I needed a 160 to pass, and I got a 160. And the only reason why I passed is because I took it on Juneteenth. It won't nothing but the ancestors that day. Won't nothing but the ancestors. That was Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. That was all them niggas up there. It ain't had nothing to do with me.
That was
That was
Frederick
the
them.
and yeah, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, all them
W. E.
niggas.
Du Bois, Garrett
W. Du
Morgan.
Bois, yeah. I salute to them niggas, man. That's all it was. It
Hey,
wasn't
come
me.
on, bro. You can't. Come on, bro.
What?
Say salute to them niggas to the ancestors,
Oh,
G.
salute to them, man. Yeah.
Come
I sure enough passed that jump on Juneteenth.
on. Okay. Uh-oh. Y'all want to get in? We want to get into it. Look, we still in the locker room, right? We still in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, do you think that there are quotas trying to be met with these DEI initiatives in your profession?
You said what?
Do you think that it's not saying you, but do you think it's like DEI quotas trying to be met in your profession?
I don't know if it's trying to be met,
Do you?
but
Oh,
I definitely was hired off
I
of
can't hear
my
you. Hold
skin
on.
color. Can you hear me?
Hold on. You keep going,
I
but
said, nah. I mean, I
I
don't know
just
if it
can't
was,
hear you.
yeah, I don't know if it was DEI, but I definitely got hired off my skin color. I didn't have no credentials other than passing my praxis. That
All
white
right.
principal seen them. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep.
I said that white principal seen them dreads, realized what type of kids at this school. Like, okay, we can teach him how to teach, but one thing, them kids gonna respect him. So I know I was hired off of skin color.
It's amazing how that works
Because I mean,
in
you can
our
teach,
favor sometimes.
you can teach that shit. And that's what he told me. Because towards the end of my first year, I was like, I'm struggling with my time management because I'd be done with the lesson and we still got 30 minutes left. And they'd be like, well, Mr. Bow, what we gonna do now? I'm like, shit, I don't know what y'all want to do. And he was like, you'll learn that. But, in my first year, I got fucking teacher of the year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I've also learned that them requirements, I mean, you could take all the classes and all that. No, that don't mean it's gonna prepare you to be a teacher, man. And that's any job.
I I tell Lady Ray that she can.
Hmm.
I said all that stuff. You man, you think these people who care about all these requirements and stuff that don't prepare them for nothing. Like
Hmm.
they they don't know what they talking about. They don't know what they doing. Most of them they just It's antiquated. The system is antiquated, and it needs to be updated quickly because we are falling behind, and our children are gonna pay the price for it. Unfortunately,
I, yep.
but fellas, y'all ready to start the show?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. What
Man,
is
fuck.
going on?
Every week is something.
Man, we gotta play the University of Miami this Saturday. I ain't know we had a God
Yeah.
Almighty.
It's
All
gonna
right,
be a good
man.
game. I'm picking
Hey,
Florida
come on,
State to
man.
win that
I'm a
game.
professional, bro. I'm a professional.
Oh my
What is
bad.
going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Ballers, episode 7. Mike Bobo got a go-go. I'm B Wise.
I'm
Damn ready,
Miles.
though. I'm Trigga.
And we are back with another episode. How we doing this week, fellas?
Doing great.
I'm alright.
Doing what
I ain't had
maintaining.
the best day today, but you know I make it through.
You
School?
want to
Yeah, it's some BS I gotta deal with.
Uh-oh.
chain the doors?
No, I mean it's not with you know the middle school I'm with, but like I'm
Oh,
back
yeah,
in
the
school.
class. Yeah.
Yeah, the classes I'm
Yeah, the
in.
bullshit.
That's what we was talking about before you came in.
I got you.
The system is antiquated. It's got to adapt. It's got to change. So y'all want to go into? I mean, I know we was just in the pre-show, but do you want to go into what you sent us in the group chat, or y'all want to?
It's up to y'all. I mean, this more equates to y'all than me.
I haven't seen it, so this might be seeing it fresh. But we can do
So
that and
pretty
then go into
much,
the first 20.
it's a woman. It's a video on Twitter, and a woman is explaining why marriage does not benefit men.
I
So
got it if you want me to play it.
yeah, you can play it.
All right. Hold, please.
Oh, marriage is not for men. A woman tried to hop in my DM the other day and she was upset because I put a post up saying that marriage don't benefit men. It don't benefit.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Why you not playing though? All right, you can talk about it while I'm trying to get it straight, and then I'll get it straight.
Yeah. So pretty much, it's a woman explaining why marriage does not benefit men, and she was explaining all the reasons. Um, I can't remember the reasons, but yeah, she was pretty much saying, why men shouldn't get married because it doesn't benefit them. When the first time things get tough, women want to leave. And when they leave, they take the kids, the house, the cars, the dog, they take everything. The first time.
Loud and proud.
Oh, there you go.
That was. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something, cause that'll be loud.
Marriage is not for
You hear
men.
that?
A woman tried to hop in my DM the other day and she was upset because I put a post up saying that marriage don't benefit men. It don't benefit men. First of all, half of y'all don't even know how to be wives, or the bulk of y'all don't even know how to be wives. Y'all don't know how to cater to a man. Y'all don't know anything about being a wife. Y'all selfish as hell. And then a man decides to believe in you and make you a wife.
That part.
And then as soon as y'all fall out of love, or as soon as the first issue comes up, y'all want to leave the man, because that's what y'all do, because we're not going to act like women don't initiate more divorces than men, because men actually take relationships and things seriously. Do you know how many men who are miserable in marriages right now, but they still having the same conversation for the millionth time with their woman because they want to make it work, because they take marriage seriously? It be y'all women who don't take nothing, relationships, marriage, nothing seriously. Y'all be ready to bounce and hop on the next dick as soon as an issue arrives. It's just crazy wild. But we're not going to act like marriage benefit men, because y'all be angry and bitter, and as soon as a divorce is on the table. Now y'all want to take the man. Y'all want to take shit that y'all didn't even work for. Y'all want to take the man for everything he got. Y'all want to take the kids from him so he can sit there and be miserable. It's just, marriage is not for men.
Facts or cap? Shout out to Doc Josh Ugliest F on Elon Musk's platform of X. What's your thoughts, Trigger?
I mean, she pretty much articulated it, man. Like it's not for us. At least in my situation, it is.
Uh oh. No, man,
We're,
don't. No,
we
oh
gonna
Lord,
leave.
here come the gross sisters.
We
Here
gonna
come the
leave
gross
personal
sisters.
stuff. We're gonna keep it
Y'all want to wait to the end of the show where we had it at, or y'all want to do it now?
You can do it now. We're already talking about it. You might as well just go ahead
We
and
want to do the
talk.
whole thing, or we just want to do this one and
Wait a
then
minute,
go
time
into what
out.
we go into
What
the end
she
of the show.
supposed to mean go get Brick? Go fucking get her. What the fuck she gonna do? Shit, I give you the
Stacy,
goddamn number.
I'm scared of Stacy. Go get Stacy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go get my brother.
No, but yeah, this is my experience. I'm not speaking
He
in
knew who he
general,
talking about.
saying that this is the norm for
Oh,
everybody, because everybody's situation is different. But this is me. This is Trey speaking on his personal situation.
Brother, you want to speak personal? You sure you want to put it on the airwaves?
right.
No. I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm just saying that I can relate, and
Okay, okay, gotcha,
with
gotcha.
everything that they're saying. It
Okay.
is it's true. Like I said, I'm a living, breathing example. Because I don't know how many times we had the same conversations about basic things, and this is just not. There's no improvement. There's no getting better. As long as everyone else is doing good, it doesn't matter how I feel, and that's a fact.
So I guess my question is, if it is generally true, why are we as men continue to still get married?
Because we feel like we're hopeful and we can, get that one girl that's going to change and make it beneficial for us, and that's how it is. Like they'll make it sound real good in the beginning, and as soon as the ring goes on, everything else goes away.
Mm.
All the promises and all the other things they was said they was going to do, and this, that, and the third, it dies. And I'm speaking from my experience, and I've talked to other people as well who are experiencing some of the same issues. Like everything is wonderful in the beginning stages, but as soon as they get engaged and it's just not the same. It falls off, and it falls off hard.
Lady Ray says everyone is not like this.
Again, I said that before I made my
Yeah,
comments that
he
this
did
is
say
not
that.
He did.
everybody's. This is not everybody's way. This is just me specifically and what I've experienced, and the few people that I've talked to who are also in like a similar boat. So again, this is not a blanket statement. This is not a general statement like all men suffer when it comes to marriage, because it's not true for most men. But I know it's true enough to the point where you got more. I've seen more and more of these videos of women coming, and like saying this type of stuff don't benefit men, which it's very telling to me when a woman is coming out. Now it's no big deal if a man says that, because it's like, oh, like what are you doing, or like what are how, why would you say something like that? But when women are coming out, time and time again now and saying stuff like that, I think a lot of people need to like really think about that. Like that's really telling. Um, and I always try to have grace. I always try to put myself in other people's shoes, and try to experience things from their viewpoint before I try to make opinions and say things about their situation. If I haven't lived it, I do the best I can to try to imagine. Um, but there's no imagining for me here. Like everything she said in that video, for the most part, was describing exactly what I got going on now. And some people are just like, oh, if you're not happy, why not just leave? Well, it's not that simple.
I
It's really not
agree.
that simple. It's
I
so
agree.
many. There's so many factors involved. There's so many feelings involved. There's so if you got kids, um, there's legal ramifications and expenses. Like that whole side, people don't talk about. They don't dress it up because it's nothing to dress up. Like it's all ugly. But that's the thing that people don't realize. Like this is not just a relationship where two people met in a bar, and they're dating for a couple months or whatever, and it's like you don't like what they have to offer, you can just walk away, with no penalties, anything. No, this is it's a lot of legalities involved here. So it's not as simple as just picking up and just going elsewhere. Like it's not as easy as doing that.
I agree. I'm not married. I have been in relationships. I have been in relationships where I'm like, man, like, what am I getting out of this? Like, I'm doing more giving than receiving. Like, I feel like this person is a liability. And when if you do put, that ring on that finger, you are legally obligated to do that. And like Trigger said, you can't leave without it costing. Um, Unless you're like a bum or you marry somebody rich, but most men don't marry rich women. It's usually the other way around. But with child support, all that now, spousal support, only 30% of women get that. But hell, they get child support with each up. They usually get the house, they usually get the cars. Um, they get the kids. A lot of times women will get their kids to turn on their fathers. It's a lot, and then it's just like what? Yeah, I mean, honestly, if
That's
you look at
shade to even say that though. That's
no,
shade
ain't
to
no
even.
shade, but if you look at the statistics, it's really not. You're probably looking at the
That's
women in
shade.
your circle, but if you look at the overall, women are still the bottom making munch in the group in the species.
Are we being defend? Don't good faith debate? Are we entering into a good faith debate? Or are we speaking with some? We speaking factual? Are we speaking a little emotional?
Not emotional, but I mean, if you look at the numbers, you know, majority of men make more than women. But yeah, you
Oh, that's
got women,
facts.
huh?
That's facts.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's
that's what I'm saying. So but I mean, but like I said, but women who say that they hang around women who make a lot of money, but the overall amount of women do not make money more than men.
Is
Um,
there nuances? Yes, yes, yes. Like it's
yeah,
not a definite. He's not speaking in a definite.
yeah, but I think people aren't afraid of marriage. I don't think men are afraid of marriages. They're afraid of divorce. Um, they're afraid, in trick situations, to be in unhappiness marriages where they're not happy. Like you said, they get told all these fantasies, and then they get married, and then the fantasies stop.
What the hell is that? I'm sorry. Something in here made a noise. But um, I don't know. I think it comes from where do you derive your happiness from in the marriage. I get the divorce piece. I've been divorced. My divorce cost me $300 to get divorced. I paid 150. We split it. No court time. They wanted $900 in child support for two kids. We agreed outside of court $300. It was 450, 500, and then as they got older, as stepfather came in and life changed, it went down to 300, and now it's gone to not at all because we just share the kids jointly and we just have like an amicable relationship and just good, genuine, dope ass person.
Yeah.
Um, it didn't end that crazy. Like it doesn't have to end that crazy if it's just two people like, hey, we not meeting. Like I ain't tripping. Like you can have a house. I'll go move out. I'll go do something. Like it it ain't even all that. But on the marriage part of it, I think I forgot. I think this was a couple years ago. We were talking about what's the five things we look for in a women, and and one thing I would say that I looked at it as a different way now than I did before, but I'm glad I have it in my partner is ambition. You always want more. You always want to go and do stuff and try. And she'll try. She's stubborn. We're both stubborn. We're both hard headed. But after a while, we'll try. Like I'll give Lady Ray that credit too. She does. She will come back like you know what, you was right, B. You was right. It's it's the ability to have your opinion change, have your feelings change, the ability to have grace, have space, to actually genuine care for somebody else. I genuinely care that I know that we are evolving people, that it's going to be different ways to make you happy. Like, it's going to be different fights, it's going to be different battles. I forgot who I was talking to the other day, but I said, are you at a valley or are you at a cliff? And a lot of people in marriages at valleys because they think they're at cliffs. And that's the one thing I would say to people is it takes a little bit of, we got to stop playing victim on, not like, a lot of people love to play victim, but we got to stop trying to win. Stop trying to win. Stop trying to be right, and just, all right, this is a valley. Are you going to help me out of the valley, or are you not? You just going to leave me. So you got to find somebody that's willing to put in work and willing to change with you, willing to grow with you. And a lot of people aren't willing to grow because of, I think, the time we're in. They're just willing to go on to the next. They're just willing to go on Google, to go on social media and find silos to validate their thinking and feelings. And nobody like really tries to make other people happy, I think. Like, really tries to get out of their self, get out of their perspective and be like, damn, I see my partner struggling. I see my partner need something. How can I sacrifice and make sure they're good? And a lot of people don't do that. And I didn't do that when I was younger. And that's one of the things that ended my marriage. And I ended on some just young ass immature shit. But I've learned and grown as a man. And I think a lot of people don't grow up too, because I'm seeing a lot of 40-year-olds with 20-year-old mindsets. So I'm sorry I got long winded, but it's just a hodgepodge of bullshit with today, I think, too.
No, I think that was very well stated. You're speaking from your experience, and it's all about how you make it. And I think I
Yeah.
love the analogy, the cliff and the valley, because Lord knows that being married, you're gonna
Yeah.
have days on the cliff, you're gonna have days in the valley,
Trick.
you're gonna
Hours
have
and
days,
minutes.
you're
Hours
gonna
and
have
minutes.
you're gonna have days where you want to jump off the cliff into the
Yeah.
valley. Some days you want to stay in the valley. Like
I'm
it
at
all fluctuates.
apartment.com. You be looking at apartment.com.
Oh yeah,
you look at apartment.com.
man, what? I'm looking at camping equipment too. I might just go ahead and set me a tent up out in the woods somewhere. Like, hey,
Hey, look,
get it.
man. It's a battle, man. It's, oh my god, it's the roll. I say roller coaster a lot, but it really is the best roller coaster I ever been on, man. It's so much of a journey. People think everybody thinks healing is a destination. It's a journey. Oh my gosh,
The
it's one of the
journey
best
is the
journeys.
destination.
Yes, like, it's a battle. It's a constant battle, but you gotta have somebody that's willing to get in that ring with you. Like, just willing. Not, I'm not gonna say wing. Willing to get in that foxhole with you. Like, yeah, like, just jump in the fight. Like, we willing to fight them, not us. And a lot of people want to fight us for them. Like, you want to sit here and, I don't want to get that deep into it, but
No, go off, brother.
like, it's just a lot of people sit here and you're fighting social media, you're fighting normalized behaviors, you're fighting trauma, you're fighting your ex-boyfriend, you're fighting your church, you're fighting just so much shit with people that we sitting here argue. You sitting here arguing over something you don't even feel, because you don't even know how you feel. You just, I don't know. 'Cause I don't know where I'm going with that, because I think I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna go a little too deep, but a lot of people just sitting here fighting over stuff that they don't really care about, they don't really know about, and they just, it's just inconvenient. It's a slight inconvenience. I hate people who, it's one of the things I'm struggling with the boys. Boy, you sitting here crying because you got to tie your shoe. Like, a slight inconvenience, bro. Like, come on, dad. Like, I can't watch TV. Why can't you watch TV? Because I can't find the remote. Did you look for the remote? Yeah. All right. Where? I just looked. All right. I'm going to look. If I find it, you can't watch TV. I turn around. Brother, the remote, right? Like, man, it's slight inconveniences. Like, people around, like, I don't know, man. I'm going on tangent. I'm venting. I'm getting therapy. We 30 minutes in, yo. Golly.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. This might be the
Look,
only space we get to really talk about things. We're
now camping.
we're so busy doing everything, during the day, This might be the only chance we have to really just, you know, get
Get it
everything
out.
out. So by all means, if y'all feel any random need to just go off on something tonight, I don't care. Like, let it out.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
mean,
don't hold nothing back.
we don't got much on sports, but I mean,
I mean, be cognizant obviously of the airways and what you say, but like, don't hold back.
hey, Katie do make cookies. That is one thing I like. Katie did go from not cooking at all when we got married to she can make steak, she can make asparagus, she makes broccoli, she baking. Like she really put the time and effort into the kitchen to get great at it, and she is getting better than I am at it, and I appreciate that. Like
That's good.
her
Long as you
cookies are
leave that,
delicious.
tell her to leave that watermelon salad alone.
She don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. She got seasoning. Like we got seasoning down pat. We don't do that bullshit no
And by the way,
more.
it's a little low key racist, but we gonna let that shit slide though.
What?
Watermelon salad.
No, they eat shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Like tomato pie is just shit. Like tomato pie.
What?
What the fuck? Y'all put tomato in pie crust? Like black people argue over sweet potato and pumpkin. Y'all got tomato pie?
Man,
Like-
we be having a potluck at our school. I don't know why the fuck we had that, but I'm not about to eat some of the shit I be seeing. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm not eating that shit.
Oh,
Man, white people stay want to do goddamn. White people stay want to do goddamn potlucks, man. No, I don't want to eat your shit.
hey, no, I don't know. I say, forget you. I had good white people. Shout out to all the white people I work with. They've been some hell of a cooks. Like hell yeah. Like I got a new the beans with the meat. Shout out Casey with the beans with the meat in it. Oh man, like oh my god, like oysters. Oh, Katie family with the oysters. Hey man, her granddad, we was sitting there shucking oysters and eating them. They steam them and like I had a box already because they had a lot of oysters. Wasn't nobody eating them. You know, I'm the only one. I'm the only one of the only brothers there. So you know, I'm holding it down. So. And three of the other brothers came with me, but two of the other brothers came with me. But like I sat down, so he said, "That's all you gonna eat?" I'm like, "Damn, you know I had a whole box." And you just like that competitive streak, like, "Damn, now you coming at me for real?" He was in the Navy too, so you know the Navy Marine Corps thing already. I'm like, "Oh, I can't sit here and not like." When I tell you, I had a stomach full of oysters and hot sauce, and oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't have good experiences with the people of the Caucasus Mountains. So. Shout out my wife, one of those people. But hey,
shout out to Katie.
But y'all, do we got to talk about sports or can we have a real talk?
I mean, there was some sports things I wanted to talk about, absolutely.
But let's get into sports. Let's get into sports.
No. If you got something right now,
it's
get
dumb.
off, then
it's
no,
dumb.
it's not.
I don't need to get off. It is dumb. I was gonna go to my ancestry and show you like I got too many people in me. Like I'm a real mutt, and I'm like.
Baby, I'm a dog.
I'm a part of me. Like 20% of me is from the Caucasus Mountains. I'm a little scared. So okay. I don't know. Hey, look, that's why I look. Now, I ain't gonna say it. I'm about to be so. I say, damn, Charleston, you do be saying some good stuff. Hey, look, my eyes start be going cross, and I be like, oh, you niggas.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be the last episode of BALLAS. We're getting canceled after this.
Oh, that's right. Now nobody want to watch that show anyway. You can watch a good show like the Jimmy Kimmel.
Bruh.
Mike Bobo got to go.
He gotta
Mike
go.
Bobo gotta go.
Mike Bobo was straight boo.
Hey, look, I cooked with these pictures this time. These are good pictures.
So which one is Mike Bobo? Is the Mike Bobo to the right?
Yeah, right there with the Georgia.
So who is that? Is that y'all's head coach, Carolina?
Yeah, that's Dave Canales. That's Dave Canales looking at Bryce on the ground, fumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
this motherfucker. Dak, I don't know what Micah doing, but Dak is.
Oh, that's on
agony.
That's when Micah tackled him on that touchdown.
It wasn't a sack, by the way. They tried
to
give him a sack. It was not.
And by the way, let's just say Micah. I don't know who came up with that blocking scheme, but Micah was going up against an undersized tight end. So before everybody get out their panties, he should have won that battle.
I got a question.
What's up?
Why Dak's sleeve always be getting ripped?
No, he do that. He
Oh,
this
okay.
year, the first year, he just wear one sleeve.
Oh, I thought he'd be ripping it off like.
No. He be I guess he doing the Angel Reese.
All right. So let's get into the first 20, even though it's the first 35 minutes in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs upset the Ravens 37-20. Baltimore's fall to 1-3. What's your thoughts, fellas?
Defense. Their defense is giving up a lot of points. Lamar is really not. I mean, he's not having a bad season, but I mean, he's not having a Lamar type season. And Derrick Henry fumbling the football. They should have. They should be 2-1. They should be 2-1 right now.
3-1.
3-1. I'm sorry. Thank you, Trigga. 3-1. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched them play the Chiefs this past Sunday, and just it was hard to watch the Ravens. You know, the Chiefs look like they finally, decided to say to hell with this. You know, we're 1-2. We can't come out of here, with a loss. We've got to win this game, and they play like it. They play like the more desperate team. Um, the Ravens got a lot of questions right now. I know they had a bunch of injuries. They got a bunch of guys out on both sides of the ball. However, still, there are other teams in the league who are playing without certain players, and they are finding a way to get it done and at least compete. But the Ravens, they just look like they quit on Harbaugh yesterday, honestly. And I know there's a bunch of talk amongst the Raven community or the fans that John Harbaugh has long overstayed his welcome. That it's time, and it's been time for a new voice in that locker room. And that would be kind of weird, given the success he's had, taking his teams to the playoffs every year. They just happen to run into Patrick Mahomes along the way, and, he's beating everybody. So can you really take that out on the Ravens at this point, running into that dynasty that is the Chiefs? But, at the end of the day, the fan base, everybody, they still have expectations for this team to, break through and make it to a Super Bowl. And Lamar is playing some of his best football, albeit he hasn't done that so far this season. But overall, in his career as a starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, he has been a pretty good player. And he's played well enough to carry this team to a Super Bowl. So it's all about just getting the pieces together and playing clean football. Derrick Henry not fumbling the ball. The defense showing up and stopping people. But I could tell you this year in the NFL, there's going to be a lot of points scored by everybody because of that kickoff. So we're going to see more points. I think we're going to see some more high-scoring games this season than we're accustomed to, and it's going to be hard to shut out teams and hold them, in the teens. It just is because of the rules.
And it's crazy because I didn't even cut you off. It's crazy because you see more points, but yards and offense is going down tremendously. It's like can't no quarterback throw over 200 yards now. It's crazy. But yeah, like you said, if it weren't for that kickoff, the offense, there would not be a lot of points scored. Like I said, the passing game is it's at all time low right now.
Well, that could be the reason why Dak leads the league in passing yards.
Yeah,
he got 1,100 through 4 weeks already. 6
that's
touchdowns.
Not even. Yeah, that's maybe 255 a game, which is nothing.
280.
280.
Yep.
In 4 games, yeah, okay.
Yep. He's averaging almost 300 yards a game. He's just 20 yards off of that. He's fourth in QBR, 1,100 passing yards, 6 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, which really should be 2 because George Pickens, one hit him in the hands and he, dropped it. But anywho, that's besides the point. But yeah, we're going to see a lot more points scored, so it's going to be harder to stop teams. You're going to see a lot more high-scoring games this season. It just is what it is. But the Ravens, you still got to play. You still got to get stops in the matter. Like you're gonna give up some points, but you got to get them when they matter. You got to keep yourself in ball games, and defense just didn't do that yesterday.
I think y'all making some good points. That kickoff, the dirty kicks that we supposed to. I don't want to talk about. I'll get to it in the Panther segment, but yeah, NFL's crazy. I think like I said, I think we were talking about in the group chat. Like all football is except for high school is. You never know. Like it's any given Saturday or Sunday right now. Like you don't know what team you can get showing up. They can beat a team 30-0 and then lose 42-13. Like you never know what you're gonna get week to week. So speaking on that, the Lions seem to be like they dominating. They beat the Browns 34-10, but what is the Browns? I'm hearing it's calls for Shador. Um, Rex Ryan was talking about him today. Aiden Hutchinson is getting back into shape. So I ain't want to blow past that. Y'all got any thoughts? Because I really wanted to get into the Giants. And
I think Detroit, they look like the best team in the NFC North. I know we said they will take a step back, but I think, like you said, wise everybody in the NFC North is taking a step back.
yeah,
I do not think Green Bay is who they are.
they
But
are
Detroit,
who they
man,
thought they were.
yeah, Detroit,
Yeah.
man. I know they play the Browns, but the Browns, they got the number one total defense. I think Detroit's gonna be legit. Do I think they're gonna win 15 games? No, but I do think they will be one of the contenders in the NFC if they can stay healthy.
If they can stay healthy.
Yeah,
That's
everybody had the Packers in the Super Bowl after week 2, and now there's questions on them. So
Hmm
it just goes to show you that the league is week by week. Like you don't know who's going to do what, who's going to surprise some people. You're going to have a couple upset victories somewhere. You're going to have teams that you expect to play well, play like crap, and that's just the ebbs and flows of the NFL season. So it's going to be the teams who are the most consistent, obviously, in the end, who can win games when they need to win and play well when they need to play well, that are going to make it to the postseason. But there'll be some drama along the way. That's what makes NFL so great and why we watch every Sunday.
hey. Speaking of drama, Jaxson Dart is heen. Like the Giants come out and beat the Chargers. The Chargers ain't no slouches, 21-18. Prayers out to Malik Nabers. I think it has been confirmed he tore his ACL.
Yep, he is
Um,
done for the season.
Against the same team, um, the same draft round as Odell Beckham on the same field. So I know Odell posted on X today talking about the turf and all that. But what's y'all thoughts on the Giants? They might be. I think Giants might win the NFC East.
Well,
No, I don't
that's
think they're
not
gonna win.
happening.
I think Philly is too far up, but
Yeah, Philly's gonna win the division.
it's I'm not surprised. That the Giants won when you have a West Coast team come to the East Coast and have a 1 o'clock game. It's not this is not the norm. I mean, this is the norm. I mean, you see it with Seattle all the time when they have a 1 o'clock kickoff on the East Coast. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But I don't want to take anything away from the Giants. Jackson Dart, he didn't have the greatest game. I think he had like 112 yards passing. But
Yeah, the rushing touchdown as
he had a
well.
rushing touchdown. But I think it's more so Justin Herbert, on what he didn't do. But like I said, man, it's too many. It's a lot of variables that go into an NFL game. You got injuries, um, you know, somebody getting sick, this, that, flights. When you're a head coach, you gotta take all that consideration. Like, when do you bring your team in to a city where you have a game? Like, if you're on the West Coast, you can't bring your team in on a Saturday because their bodies are not gonna get acclimated. So all that just plays a factor in the NFL season. I think that's why the Chargers lost.
Yeah, I remember texting y'all a few days ago telling y'all why I think the Giants fan base probably has the most to look forward to, or should be the most excited fan base out of all 4 teams in the NFC East right now. And I'll tell you why. With the Eagles, the fans are on such a high right now. They can't get more excited about this team. Like, we pretty much know they are who they are based off of how they played in the past and how things are looking so far this season. Like, they continue to just win games they ain't supposed to win for whatever reason, but that's the thing. As long as you win, right? And the Eagles have found a way to continuously do that. So the fans are kind of like, all right, this is who we are. There's nothing really to be excited about. Well, they know pretty much that they're going to win every most games they play. The Commanders, I think there was going to be some regression this year. Like, everyone knew that this team overachieved last year by making it to the NFC Championship with the first year coach and not a first year coach overall, but first year coach with that team and
First year
a rookie
quarterback.
and a rookie quarterback. Um, they were literally this close to making it to the Super Bowl with that. So these people got a taste of that. Naturally, there's going to be some regression this year. Like, Jaden Daniels ain't even been healthy for half the season so far. So they kind of are where they are right now. The Cowboys, I mean, there's nothing to be excited about, honestly. They'll play some good games, competitive games. Will they make the playoffs? I hope
I'll be
they
right
do.
back.
I feel like they will. Um, but it's been, a very shaky start to the season so far. Like all these things happened that we didn't really kind of expect to happen. I didn't think the defense would be this bad. I also didn't think that the Cowboys would score 40 points in the first 4 games of the season. In 2 games, they've scored 40 plus twice. So they're kind of up and down. But the Giants fan base, look at it this way. Like Brian Daboll and ownership is still there. I get it. But you got a nice young quarterback in Jaxson Dart you have to be excited about. Tyrone Tracy was out. If you watch Cam Scatterboo and what he did the first 3 weeks and the
Dog.
limited touches that he got, and he was their starting back this past Sunday. Like Jaxson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, Malik Nabers, obviously before the injury. They have some nice young pieces. That front seven on the defensive side of the ball, like they have a nice young team on paper, and like the future should be bright for them. And they're already at rock bottom. So like having these new pieces, these young pieces come in, and the win against the Chargers yesterday, like the Giants fan base should be more excited about the future than the other 3 teams in the NFC East right now, given where everybody is standing. Um, so no one's expecting the Giants to do nothing anyway. So anything that they do as far as beating a good Chargers team, um, and getting the little wins here and there on the way up and building and trying to build themselves back into a contender is going to be exciting to watch.
It is. It is. It is. Football is exciting for some people. Um, let's get. We got, speaking of football, doubleheader going on right now. We got the Bengals versus the Broncos 3-0. What is it? 7:36 left in the first. I think I hear. Oh no, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. The Jets and the Dolphins playing too right now.
Yeah, they're in the second quarter. They almost
Yeah,
got
about,
10-0. Yeah,
about to be
5 seconds left.
halftime.
Oh, the Dolphins about to get a win. We play the Dolphins. Shout out to Dolphins. We play this week. Lady Ray is gonna go to this game. We live in Carolina. We gonna might do a pregame show live from in front of the stadium.
Mm.
But yeah. So let's shout out Monday Night Football. MLB playoff bracket lock. Yankees versus Red Sox. Me and Trigga battling. Um, Game 1 is tomorrow night.
Yep. We got
The
Max
top.
Fried.
6
Yeah,
o'clock.
Max Fried versus Garrett Crochet.
It's a
Two
win-win for me.
two of the 3 best lefty pitchers in the American League. The other one being Tarek Skubal
Be
over the
wise.
short lines and Be Wise.
That's right.
But yeah, this is going to be a great game. Now, shout out to the New York Yankees for making it to the postseason, because I definitely had my doubts. The way this team was playing back in July, um, it just did not seem like they could get out of their own way and get things going. Like, we saw all of the defensive blunders they were making. They weren't good, in situational hitting. Um, I mean, just everything you could think of that went wrong went wrong. Like they went out to the deadline and got all the pieces that they needed, and they came in and they all underperformed, at least initially. Some of those guys still kind of are. Others have kind of regrouped and righted the ship a little bit and have been better. But the Yankees had a really good month of August, and they had a really good month of September. And that's what propelled them into the playoffs. Not only into the playoffs, but they had damn near won the American League East. Like that wasn't supposed to happen. It literally came down to the last day, the last game of the season for them to finally lock in that wild card spot. But they were literally one Blue Jays loss away from taking the American League East after all they went through and getting the first round bye. Imagine that. But they do have the top playoff wild card spot in the American League. They'll get home field advantage, 3 games at Yankee Stadium against the Red Sox. The Red Sox will be without, their good young 21-year-old Roman Anthony, who came in and changed life for that team after the Rafael Devers trade. Um, so that could be something to watch for. Alex Bregman hadn't really hit his stride yet. That could be something to watch for. But obviously, with Garrett Crochet on the mound, he's done pretty good against the Yankees this season. He's had really good outings against us. He's hard to get hits off of, hard to get on base. He doesn't beat himself, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Max Fried is going to have to match that. This Boston bullpen, they're not slouches either. So this is going to be a tough, gritty series. It's going to come down to pitching and how these managers manage their pitching. You know, and the Yankees have to take advantage of situational hitting. And when guys get on base and try to drive them home, the guys who get on the base paths and steal bases, Caballero, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Jason Dominguez, they have to be a threat. They got to get themselves in scoring position anytime they get on when they can and try to make life easier for our hitters and make things, create more situations where we can hit with runners in scoring position. So I think the key to this series obviously is going to be the Yankees bullpen because I've had issues with their bullpen for the last 2 months now. But it seems like the month of September, this bullpen has finally started to get on track. They've had a lot of outings here recently where they haven't given up many runs, and they've been able to come in and lock the game down. Now, granted, they haven't played the best competition, these last, 10, 12 games after they went through that gauntlet. But, again, you can use those games against inferior teams to get yourself back going again, to get back into your groove, get back into your rhythm, and hopefully it carries over against these better teams in the playoffs. So the bullpen has kind of steadied a little bit. They look great. Aaron Judge had a great month of September, he got his third American League Player of the Week award, which is more than anybody else. So he's my clear-cut favorite to be MVP because he's just better. I know everyone's trying to give it to Kyle Raleigh, the catcher from Seattle, because he, hit more home. He hit 60 home runs as a catcher, a switch-hitting catcher, and he's got more RBIs. Those are literally the only two categories, and stolen bases. So those are the only three categories that he beats Judge in. And he doesn't even lead by a lot in either of those categories. But Judge wipes the floor with him and everything else. OPS, runs scored, wins above replacement, WAR, all those other statistics. Judge beats him, and it's not even close. So Judge wins MVP. He should be the MVP. And he has a higher batting average as well, by like more than 100 points. So, he's clear-cut favorite to win MVP. And if he doesn't win MVP, I would literally have some serious questions about the MLB MVP process because back in 2017, when Judge should have won over Altuve, Judge's numbers were better except for his batting average. And they used that to say, well, Altuve had the better batting average. That's why we gave it to him. Well, Judge has a better batting average than Raleigh.
Did you say he has 100 points over in
yes.
batting?
Yes.
So what is Judge batting?
He finished the season batting .331.
So you telling me Kyle Riley's batting .231?
231 or 241, something like that.
Hell no, you can't win the MVP batting .241, man. Ain't no way.
That's what I say. You got a bunch of Yankees that bat higher than that.
So pretty much he's pretty much home run or bust, Kyle Riley.
Yeah, he's hit, like he said, he hit a bunch of home runs and like I said, RBIs, which obviously are a byproduct of home runs, but every other category, Judge blows them out the water in.
Yeah, you can't win MVP batting .231, man. I'm sorry.
Yes, you can.
That is horrible.
It's the name. Didn't he win the home run derby?
All right.
Yep, he did.
It's the story.
So, Aaron Judge
baseball's all about the story.
The only reason he hasn't won it more is because he hasn't participated in it since the year he won it.
That's good.
He won his one. He's like, yep, that's it for me.
That's like LeBron going to 4 championships instead of 9. Imagine if he went to 4 and won 4.
Oh, he's batting .247. I mean, that's still bad.
But yeah, hey, MLB's heating up. Hey, shout out to Europe with a side eye. The Ryder Cup 15-13. The U.S. almost came back Sunday. I can say Friday was the most I was keeping track of golf. Like it was a sad day. John Rahm is nasty. Yeah, Trigga, your thoughts on it? I like the Ryder Cup. 2 more years. We should be there. Hey, we going to Ireland. 2 years, we're going to play a round of golf in Ireland around the Ryder Cup, Trigga. We putting it out there in the universe.
Wow, American fans so ghetto.
I ain't want to say that, but they are. It's New York, though. Come on.
That was my whole takeaway from the Ryder Cup right there. Why do people heckling Roy like that?
Roy, he got to him, though. It shouldn't be getting to you, Roy.
But no, like I remember watching. I watched a video of Roy telling the fan to shut the f up, and then went
He hit that.
immediately hit a shot to 3 feet from the hole.
Oh, let me pull it up. Thank you, Trigger.
Like, stop talking to this man. He's feeding off of this. Like, it's always got to be us. Like we got to be the ones that's there acting out of character and like doing the extra stuff to these Europeans, and they're just taking it and feeding off it. That's why they won
This
by as much as they did. I mean, I know
it's
the
live.
Americans closed the margin, but like they got that big lead. It's hard to overcome that.
It's live golf. Here it is. It's live golf though.
That bunker's looking tasty. Guys, shut the fuck up.
That give all nothing. And hit the ball to 3 feet.
Let me see if I can find the shot. Oh, here's it. Hold on. That's live golf, man. USA. Somebody took a screenshot.
I thought in golf you had to be quiet with them.
This live golf, baby. This live golf, baby.
They do once they start hitting, but like they can say stuff up until he takes a shot. Or he's getting ready to take a shot.
And they beat our ass, bro. We got our ass whooped. Hey, John Rahm hit it. His partner hit it into like the rough, and that man he came in there right beside the hole.
They make it look so easy too, man. It's not easy at all.
But Trigger, this is why I'm mad at. Y'all play so much YouTube golf. Y'all not practicing, especially with the Ryder Cup coming up. Y'all not practicing together as potential pairs.
Yeah, that I don't know.
As much scrambles y'all playing now too.
Yeah, I don't know how they prepared. I'm sure they would have done something like that. All do before tournaments. They'll go out there and play the course before they play. So I would like to think they did do some kind of preparation. I know a lot of people are mad at Scotty Scheffler because he played dominant golf all year long and got in the Ryder Cup and didn't do anything. Which some people, they just play better by themselves rather than with the team. That could be something that messes with them mentally, and like the preparation and all that happens to depend on others. That can affect their game a little bit rather than just being them. So I like to probably attribute that to why he didn't play up to the standard that we're normally accustomed to seeing him play, rather than just being that he just had an off day.
I can't. I would give you that if you didn't have the morning session and the afternoon session. So what you doing in the morning? I get it's golf. I understand the golf with the little bit I know, but it's some adjustments that we got to make that we don't get our ass whooped like we getting our ass whooped.
Yeah.
Is it coaching? Don't worry, we gonna get into that later. We'll figure that out. Y'all want to dump into the Cowboys, or we want to go into?
We can talk about the chaos.
Our current week 4. That's our current week 4 standings, by the way, too. I gotta find the old ones, but I got it.
Last night I know people predicted to be a blowout.
I was one of them.
I said the Cowboys
45-10.
It was gonna be a close game, but I thought the Cowboys were gonna lose because this is the type of matchup where everybody takes the Cowboys out, don't pick them to win. They perform their best, but they still find ways to lose. When it was 34-30, when the Packers scored that touchdown in the fourth quarter, I was like, all right, this is where the Cowboys do Cowboyish things. Dak proved me wrong.
Dak playing like MVP.
Yeah, the offense, I would like to see them run the ball more, to control the clock because the defense is so bad. But I think we have a good line. I like our two-headed running backs. I like our wide receiver, even though George Pickens is a free agent. I don't know the way he's playing. They might not be able to re-sign him next year. But it's still a long season.
Yeah.
But the defense, my God, I've been watching football for over about a quarter of a century. I saw a play last night where I've never fucking seen before.
I mean, when the two Packers receivers, where one of them was, it's like they was defending each other. That's how bad the defense was with Dallas.
One that I can't remember who it was, but he played better defense on his own teammate than the Cowboys did.
You want me to pull up the all 22, or you want me to just play the clip?
I mean, you can play the clip.
Yeah,
I get the all 22 if you need it.
Third play of the game, threw the ball down the field, and that Packers receiver was in better defensive position than the fucking Cowboys were. Look at this.
Somebody come look at this. Would you look at this?
As soon as he made this play, I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. Every week, explosive play after explosive play after explosive play.
Here they come. Here comes some
no pass rush.
For the moment, Love taking the shot. Two receivers, same
Look.
area. Who's got it? The rookie Golden does.
I have never seen a play. Now, I've seen receivers in the same area,
Cowboys, man.
and there's cornerbacks in the area. I've never seen a play where two receivers run deep, and there's not a cornerback in sight, and they literally fought over the ball. I have never seen. It would have been more embarrassing if it was an incomplete pass because they were fighting over the ball. It would have been more embarrassing on Dallas' part. The defense is horrible, man. They are weak on all three phases on defense. They can't get a pass rush. They're not great against the run. I don't even know who the fuck the linebackers are. Hell, my cousin could be playing.
Golden awaits.
What the hell is that?
This right here was the play that changed the game for me.
But he the same motherfucker that had that unnecessary ass penalty late in the game too.
He did, and that did hurt us.
But
that play right there, this tackle on Golden, that was a game-changing play for me. And I'll tell you why in a second.
But I have no hopes for this team. I do like the offense, but they're gonna have to pick right on those two picks in the draft for the defense. I mean, hell, you pick your poison, find somebody. Both of our starting cornerbacks are making $100 million, and I don't know what they're doing. It's got awful players. I mean, them receivers were wide open last night. Jordan Love looked like goddamn looked like 2014 Aaron Rodgers.
Every quarterback looked that way.
Yeah, every quarterback looked like that way. I mean, hell, look at this. 1 week after Russell Wilson had 450 yards, he got benched. Like
the Jets fumbled again.
It's just sad to see this deep. I don't know if Eberflus is the problem or the personnel. The only thing that was proven last night to me was that Micah Parsons trade was actually a good trade.
Ooh.
Because paying him $47 million to do what he's doing is not acceptable.
Yeah, that defense still gave up 38 points.
Yeah, they gave up 38 points. He was a non-factor outside that last play, that last defensive play. And like I said, the only reason why it was effective because he lined up against an undersized tight end. He's still in and out on run plays. So to me, he's not much more than a third down specialist. You're paying him $47 million to be a third down specialist. And he's not even good at that this year. He has 1.5 sacks in 4 games. Yeah, they say he leads the league in pressures, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I get it. But, no. I think the Dallas Cowboys made a good deal on that. So now Green Bay's going to have to live with that. Hopefully he'll come through. I don't know. And then apparently he's got this back injury that I didn't even know about. So maybe that's another reason why Jerry didn't want to pay him. He's got this back injury that is lingering or whatever. But the defense, man, they're horrible. The defense is horrible.
So what do y'all need to do, Lady Ray asks? Is there hope?
No.
38.
Yeah, there's hope, because they can score points. The Cowboys have the number 1 offense in the NFL.
But
yes, sir. Let's go.
Hold on.
Know as me, Trigga, that offense is not going to score 40 points a game. They'll score 40 one game, and then they'll score 3 the next.
They ain't done that this season, though.
Oh, give it time.
They've been 20+ in every game so far, and I do believe what we're seeing from this offense.
They scored 14 against the Bears.
Well, they had 21 against the Bears.
No, it's 14-31.
Oh.
I don't know. You may be right. Damn, did he freeze up on us?
No, I ain't freeze. I'm here. I
I'm
was just
talking about
waiting. I was
Trigger.
waiting. Oh,
No,
oh, he
I
watched
was
the game.
Oh, because he literally just froze. I ain't never seen that before.
I was trying to figure out this dude's leg was broken.
Oh,
Oh.
hey, oh. Um,
All right, I'm gonna mute myself, Trigger. You
Oh
go
boy,
ahead.
that don't look good. But anywho, so I was saying the Cowboys have the number one offense in the league, so they're going to score points. My whole thing is defensively, they are the worst in the league. They are literally first in offense. They average over 400 yards a game, but they give up 420 yards a game. So, and that's 32nd in the league. So defensively, if we can just be middle of the pack, like not even top five, top 10, even top 15. If we can be somewhere between like 16 and like 22, that would be enough to get this team to be competitive. Like we're not going to stop teams from scoring completely. Nobody in the NFL is going to stop anybody from scoring completely because it's just harder to nowadays.
yeah.
But
Unless you're Carolina.
if this team can come up from the bottom where they're at and come up to like middle of the pack defensively, I will take that. Because again, I think what we've seen so far for the first 4 weeks of the season offensively, they've been good. The Cowboys have been able to run the ball this year, and that's a credit to the hiring of the offensive coordinator, who was the running backs coach from Arizona. He has come in and maximized his offense, and Javonte Williams looks like a good running back. Miles Sanders coming in, he's good in the moments that he comes out there. So they actually have a run game, and they actually have been good against the run. They have not allowed a 100-yard rusher through 4 weeks in the season so far, when everybody was going off for 100 plus last year when we played them. Like they've held Saquon Barkley in check. Josh Jacobs only had like 80 something yards rushing last night, and then DeAndre Swift didn't go off on us, and then the Giants running backs didn't go off on. I think Russell Wilson might have led the team in rushing on in that game. So the Cowboys, the run defense has actually been a lot better compared to last year. They've been very good against the run, and that could be a testament to having Kenny Clark up there now. Um, his name hasn't been called a whole lot. He hasn't had a lot of big tackles, big plays, but maybe him being a presence in the middle of that defensive line has been able to slow other teams down from running the ball. So the Cowboys have been pretty good against good running backs, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and they've been even better against backs who are not on that level. Tyrone Tracy, DeAndre Swift. So I like what they're doing on the run defense. Where we're getting killed is in the secondary. That's been our issue. Like our corners, people who are trying to cover or who are not covering. Um, yeah, that definitely is not supposed to bend that way. But yeah, they this team. I mean, they just need to find a way to lock down and prevent some of these big plays they've been giving up. Because every quarterback, like Jalen Hurts, he had that 51-yard play in the first game, and that killed us. That's Tyreek Hill. Oh hell, that's my starting receiver.
Oh. Uh-oh. Well,
Well, fuck me. Sorry.
y'all good, brother. All good, man.
Damn. I didn't realize that was him. Hit the waiver wire. That killed my fantasy season right there.
Who?
Tyreek Hill getting hurt. I didn't realize that was Tyreek Hill that got carted off.
Oh, dang, man. Trigger, you prayers to Tyreek Hill. But you telling me there's a chance. Lady Ray, I told you I was gonna make you a Panthers fan by the end of this week.
Yeah, but Dallas needs to figure out what they're doing with the secondary. And I think last night they hit it on it. They said that the reason why they're not playing more man to man is because those corners are not 100% healthy. They've been playing more zone to kind of help accommodate them. But I'm just like, all right, well, if they're not healthy, then why are they out there? Get somebody out there that can, But then again, maybe they're not good enough because I don't know. But it's ugly right now. Maybe when those guys finally start to get better, They'll play better defense, but there's some guys out there. Malik Hooker went down. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's available. Stephon Gilmore's available. He had a good year last year. I don't understand why he continues to be a free agent and nobody wants to really sign him. But Gilly had a good year last year.
Maybe it's him.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm getting the vibes that I don't see anything out there that's saying he's a bad teammate or like he's demanding a lot of money. Like I don't know, man. I'm guessing this is just his age, but like he's clearly he didn't play like he's old. Like he's got an impact.
I wouldn't even say that because look at Asante Samuel Jr. still out there too.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not a need or because.
I don't know, but Dallas, they need to get reinforcements. They really need to shore up the pass rush somehow.
How did the rookie do?
The one for Boston College?
As a Raku, yes, sir.
This was probably his best game as a Cowboy, honestly. I mean, his name was called several times yesterday. He made some really big plays. He was, flying around out there. He made a couple big tackles. But yeah, I like him. I like Houston up there with Kenny Clark on the defensive line. But, I mean, again, we've been good against the run defense for the most part. But we need to shut down. We need more of a pass rush, and we need to shut down the big plays in the secondary. Like, if we can rein in some of those big over-the-top plays and kind of limit those a little bit, we'll be better off. Like I said, we're not going to keep teams out the end zone, but we got to limit some things.
All right, so I just looked up the stats. The Cowboys are 17th in run defense. This is just through week 3. The Cowboys are 17th in run defense with 117. And last night they gave up 164 yards rushing.
To who?
To Green Bay.
But to who? Who did all that?
I think it's a balance. Josh Jacobs had 80. Hold on, let me look at it. I think let's look at player stats.
But again,
Josh Jacobs had 86. E. Wilson had 44, and Love had 28. That was the bulk. So, and then 2 players had 6 yards.
So again, Cowboys
they held Josh Jacobs to under 4 yards per carry, but E. Wilson went off for over 5 yards. I mean, 164 is not usually good, but the fact that you held Josh Jacobs under 4 yards per carry is pretty decent.
Yeah, like I said, they're ranked 17th in defense. Where were they ranked at last year? They were at the bottom, right? They had to rush.
Well, they're gonna plummet now, giving up 164, so they're gonna go backwards. So they'll probably be in the 20s after this week.
Yeah, but they also have some running backs coming up that probably they'll have better success against too.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Brees Hall. Who's the start running back for Carolina? Dowdle.
Chuba Hubbard is a starter.
Oh, Chuba's starting. Okay, so you got Chuba, you got Dowdle,
and ETN.
You got the Cardinals on the schedule coming up. They James Conner's out for the year, so whoever the backup is, I think it's Trey Benson. They got some favorable matchups coming.
We probably get 100 on y'all because we can run. We ran the ball. We was running the ball against the pay. Well, no, we not because we're gonna be throwing the ball because we be down by 133 points.
Oh yeah, Bryce gonna have a career high.
Oh, you right.
Though, about Dallas' defense, yeah, they were horrible against the run. For the past 4 years, but one thing they led the league from 2021 to 2023 was takeaways.
Yep, they ain't doing that this year. They're
not doing it this year. I think they have 2, but
two or 3.
We number 2 in scoring defense.
But just to elaborate, we'll just kind of debate Trigga's analysis about the offense. I think the offense, they're hit and miss. They did not perform well against Chicago, and they did not score a single point against Philly in the second half. So I think the Giants game and the Packers game, they where they get the bulk of the stats. But I just think Dak is just too inconsistent. I cannot trust him to put up 30 points per game because there will be 3 or 4 games where he will have stinkers, and it's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, but you also look at that Philly game. The Cowboys moved the ball pretty well. It was penalties and things like that ultimately kept them from putting up points.
Agree.
So
You're right.
we gotta clean it up. And then last night's game was a perfect example of that because we had 11 penalties called on us last night, and we had more, but some of them got declined.
Mm.
But there was so many penalties, and it was different stuff. It was pre-snap penalties. It was unsportsmanlike penalties. It was the Trayvon Diggs interceptions. We had two penalties on that play, and they were both on the Cowboys. So I'm like, these dudes could not get out, and they came obviously. The bulk of them came on third downs. Like we got to get off the field. We get a big turnover like the Diggs interception, but it don't stand because we committed two penalties on the play. So they've got to clean that up. Like they look real good in the Philly game. They only had four penalties, and two of them was on the kickoff. So I don't even really count those. The other two, they did kind of hurt us a little bit. They had a questionable, unsportsmanlike penalty on George Pickens that ended up having to settle for a field goal that could have been a touchdown. And then they had a holding call, I think, on Tyler Smith, which also we were in the red zone about to score, and we had to settle for three. So those were the two penalties in that game that kept the Cowboys from putting up six, and they had to settle for three. And ultimately, that's why Philly ends up winning that game. Um, the Bears game was just, that was a stinker. I give you that one. We just completely underperformed. But even then, they were still moving the ball pretty well. It was just turnovers in the red zone, untimely penalties, and play calling. That was an issue in that game. So I like the Dallas offense. They do move the ball relatively well. Like they don't have that many 3-and-outs. Um, they have one maybe like one a game, but other than that, they do move the ball very very well. And it don't take much for them to get into field goal range with Brandon Aubrey back there, kicking. So I never had any questions about the Cowboys offense coming into the season. I thought we were pretty set. After the George Pickens trade, I felt like he was the last piece that we needed to kind of solidify the receiving core. We had the running backs. We had the offensive line. We're rebuild. We're young. We're getting better. I like the Tyler Booker pick. Once I studied him and found out what he was all about, obviously we got CeeDee Lamb. We got George Pickens. Jake Ferguson, is coming to his own. He's done pretty well. But I think they're very well rounded on offense. And like I said, with the addition of Adams, the running back coach, who was over the Cardinals last season, and having that team be a big threat in the run game, even though they didn't have good team success or they didn't equate to a lot of wins, but they had one of the best running teams in all of football. That was a very good, important pickup for Dallas because, again, this dude worked magic with, Little in Arizona. So I can only think that he could do way more with more weapons in Dallas. And so far, so good on that. Like I said, Javonte Williams has looked like a revelation coming to the Cowboys. Like he's actually he's a top 10 back in football in terms of yards and touchdowns. So the Cowboys have been able to run the ball this year. They've been better against the run. They just need to get better on defense. We got to find a way to rush the passer a little bit more. We got to find a way to create turnovers. We got to find a way to stop all these big plays down the field against our corners in the secondary. We have got to get better in those three areas on defense. We got to rush the passer. We got to create turnovers, and we got to lock down the secondary. Other
They
quarterbacks
got
drop
to.
back. Other quarterbacks drop back in the pocket, and then nobody around pressuring them, and they let it go. You automatically know, yep, this is about to be a big play, and it is.
They
So
got
Dallas,
to.
they got to find a way to limit them. They can't give up 3 or 4 of those a game. It kills you.
They got to do it. I don't think they will. I just don't think they have any answers.
Not right now, but unless Jerry goes out there and use some of them picks to go get some players to come in and reinforce that secondary, or if they can make some acquisitions for some guys who are out there on the market right now to come in and help things out, that would be great. But that's not in him to do that unless they're old and retired or been out the game for a while. Hence the Jadeveon Clowney signing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just I like Stephon Gilmore out there. C.J. Gardner Johnson's out there. Those are two guys who could come in and potentially change life for the secondary. But they believe in their guys. They always believe in their guys, and unfortunately, they'll ride with them even though they're playing terrible. When they could bring in somebody else who could be a potential solution to make things better for us. But like I said, I really hope this is just a health thing, and they continue to play zone every week because they're trying to accommodate for Trayvon Diggs working himself back. Deron Bland working himself back, and then hopefully as the season goes on and they get healthier, they can play a little bit more man to man and be a little bit better. But we'll see. We'll see. But right now, we need a pass rush. We need to find a way to create more turnovers, and we got to find a way to stop giving up so many big plays.
Don't worry.
We can't not do all three of those things every single game. That's the reason why the Cowboys are dead last in football right now. When it comes to total yards they give up per game to their opponents.
Don't worry. Carolina give them a tough test in week 6. Speaking of Carolina.
Here we go.
We don't got one.
Yeah, here we go.
We don't got to pause. But I'm going to share my Substack that I wrote, my thoughts. Pretty much, here's what I said. I own 2 seats to this disaster. 28-6 at halftime, 42-13 final. As a Carolina Panthers PSL holder, I've earned the right to say it. No juice from this team at all. No fight at all. And it's no time for no more excuses. 14 points handed away on special teams. We had a punt return for a touchdown to where all they did, the guy didn't call for a fair catch. They were surrounding him, and he made 2 moves, gone, touchdown. And then, it's so you can't tackle. Tackling has been the Achilles heel of this team. Tackling. Nick Scott, I'll get to him later. But the other one, you're getting punt returns, and it's just the punter was the best person we had on the team, but special teams was not special that day. But so 14 points away on special teams. Wide receiver depth is a fucking curse. We have no wide receiver. David Moore, first play of the game, takes an end around, does something to his elbow. Prayers out to him. But now we playing with Bryson Tamarian, a bagger from Walmart, and Hunter Renfrow off the couch. That's my starting receivers. Down a tight end. So, man. So that was the thing. No pass rush, as Trigga say. No pass rush. Injuries everywhere, as I was saying. Nick Scott, like I said, can't tackle. Tripping penalty. DJ Johnson, get him the fuck up out of here. Both of them done. I didn't say all this, but I'm paraphrasing, and I'm giving my artist feedback for what I wrote. But and then this happened. Already up multiple scores. I think the Patriots was up 35-6. I think they were at 35-6. They go for it on a 4th and 3. They get a 30-yard pass to Stephon Diggs. On 4th and 3, up by 30 points, they throw a pass to Stephon Diggs and they get it. So it's just we getting our ass whipped at this point. So the question that I posed yesterday, is it Bryce Young or is it everything else? 1 week is the O-line. The next week is the defense. Then it's special teams. Then execution. Missed throws, drops, backups playing starter minutes, and the play calling. No identity, no answers. The spoiled truth. Miles, thank you for giving me this part because you made me think about it. We got used to Cam dragging broken rosters to relevance. Even our losses had fight. Now, same cycle. Off-season hype, week 3 collapse. The reality, I pay, I show up, I believe. But 42-13 says it all. No fight, no juice, no reason to think next week will be different. And I have a picture of John Casey when he kicked the ball out of bounds at our chance to win the Super Bowl. And gave Tom Brady the ball at the 40-yard line, and he drove down the field and helped Adam Vinatieri win his 2nd Super Bowl. But yeah, fellas.
It's a lot.
I'm tired of it. It's just I don't know, Trigga. No pass rush. No Did JC and Mike Jack been doing good, but is it the
But
quarterback?
is Bryce the answer? Because in that Atlanta game where y'all won 30-0, he only had 120 yards passing.
But part of that is what we were talking about with the kickoff. We were doing them dirty kicks, so we were getting our defense was holding them, and we were getting the ball in short yards. And thank you for going there, Miles, because that's what I wanted to bring up. Because I want Bryce to be Jalen Hurts. You don't have to win the game, but don't lose it. When I need you to make a big play, I need you to make the big play.
Now that's not fair because Jalen Hurts has the players that Bryce doesn't.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
If we're gonna give it to Bryce, we need to put everything around him perfect. He needs to have an Alabama team. Like, if you want Bryce to play like that first Georgia game that year, you need to put Alabama around him. Ted has showed us that we weren't a good roster. Like, Ted's a great player. I'm not saying he's not a bad, but we weren't a good roster. Like, we need to put that, or we need to go get somebody that can win in spite of. We thought it was C.J. Stroud, but the way they're looking in Texas this year, Jaguars might come out of the division. The Colts might come. I'm sorry. The Colts are probably gonna come out of the division, but the Jaguars might come out of the division too. But Cam Ward, he got all. What do you say? Our team ass. Like, Bryce won't even give me that. He grew up with his parents as mental health therapists, and he's so media polished and all that kind of stuff. He's slamming his helmets on the sideline now.
Don't do that. Talking about his upbringing, two of the greatest athletes in the world grew up in a two-parent household: Michael Jordan and Muhammad Ali. Let's not do that.
I ain't saying it.
Barry Bonds grew up in a two-parent household. Brady, you can go on and on.
They had fight though. Brady was gonna cuss you out.
Huh?
Brady was gonna cuss you out.
All right, but that's because his personality. They ain't got nothing with his home life.
That's what I'm saying.
Bryce Young doesn't have the personality.
That's what I'm saying. If him and Dave aren't gonna have the personality, somebody needs to have the personality.
All right, well, don't bring up.
I need John Gruden.
But don't bring up his upbringing, though.
I'm bringing up his upbringing in the fact of saying he's media trained. He's not going to give you that raw emotion that what Cam Ward did. I won't bring it up and saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying in the media trained, you brought up with mental health therapists saying that you know how to really say what it is and talk the talk in the media train. I want to see how you really feeling. Like, I want to see. I know you're frustrated because I can see it. Either Dave doesn't trust you or you don't trust Dave, and we need to figure that out. I want to see the real behind it. I don't want all that heel. It's what Akash said to Charlamagne. I don't want therapized Bryce. I want real Bryce. I want on the street Bryce. I want that swagger Bryce. I want to see, like, what is that? It's like, not saying anything bad about that bringing it on. No, I want to see that dog, that fight that got you to Bama. That reason you chose Bama over SC. I want to see the reason that we gave up everything we give for you to be a number one pick. And what I'm starting to see, am I starting to see, like, it's 3 years now. Bryce is a good quarterback. He's not the quarterback you give a number one pick haul up that we did for. Like, Jaxson Dart is going to be able to be better than Bryce because of where he was drafted at. If Jaxson Dart was drafted number one overall, would it be the same standards? Bo Nix, they got different standards. C.J. Stroud got different standards because they won't draft the number one. Bryce, you was drafted number one. You got higher standards. But with the fan base, they expect him to be Superman. But he's not going to be Superman unless he gets the team around him to be Superman. And I don't know we can do that with how the current NFL is. Like, draft and develop. Yeah, we don't have 3 to 5 years to draft and develop a team. So,
yeah, especially when you got these 70, 80-year-old owners, they're not trying to build. They want to win now.
Especially with Dave. I think I looked at his record. Dave Teppert's record is like 29 and 78 since he's taken over, and that's what I had in there. Like, we ain't won since Jerry Richardson. Like, and you have to preach stability and consistency, but it's getting to a point. Are we not seeing it because it's Bryce, or are we not seeing it because it's Dave holding it back? But now I've seen Bryce with 3 different coaches. But it's I don't know. I got to see something. Cause like look at the Atlanta game, like you said, he didn't. Bryce don't ever throw for that. If Bryce throwing for over 300 yards, we losing. We losing. Like if we got to throw the ball, we losing. But I don't know, man. I hope we get these receivers back. We get Jalen Coker back. We elevate Jimmy Horn Jr. He's gonna be playing this year, so shout out Jimmy Horn. He said ready right now, so we gonna see. Bryson Tremaine, Jalen Coker, like I said, like Xavier Legette, he hasn't been playing either, so I don't know. What was the strength at the beginning of the season is now our weakest link outside our offensive line. But we got Brady Christensen, so he's going to step in and play guard. So hopefully, I don't know. We got Miami, Dallas, the New York Jets, but we got a Week 14 bye, so.
Woo!
And we already getting hurt. Yeah.
That's goodness. I've always said I like late buys, but damn.
Yeah, Week 14 is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I like my buys in the middle of November around Veterans Day weekend.
Yeah.
But Week 14, that's goddamn mid-December.
I think I got to look at it because Week 14 a little late. Do they do Week 14 buys?
Yeah, because what? Yes, let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8 to October.
Yeah, 5 and 14. We got the last week.
9 through 12 is November. Yeah, so yeah, middle of December.
Week 14 is Carolina Panthers, Patriots, Giants, and 49ers.
What's the date?
Week 14 is Week 14.
We'll just go to Week 13, see who y'all play. What day?
Week 14 is December 3rd through 9th.
Okay, so December 9th.
Damn, December bye week, bro. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, hey, y'all might already be out to play. Cancel the whole season.
Yeah, we done, bro. We forfeit.
That is
Hey, give my money back. Hey, no, I ain't gonna lie. I wish I would have did it. If I would have sold my Cowboys tickets, I'd have got $500.
Why the fuck didn't you?
Because I wanted to go to the game and experience being a fan.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it now like, fuck these games. Especially when it get cold. I'm not going to go out there and be cold as shit to watch this team lose. But my seats are great because we start. All right, so we get there. If you get there at 11, you're going to be sitting in the sun from 11 to 1:40. At 1:40, the sun's behind you. You got the little awning over you. So if it's raining and all that kind of stuff, you feel all the breeze. And I got a good little section around me. We be high-fiving and shit. Like, it's fun, man. I can't wait. Lady Ray, you're going to have fun this weekend. But we need a win. Carolina need to win this weekend bad. Like,
well, the one advantage y'all do have is you're getting Miami on a short week. So
without,
you got that in your favor.
Maybe without Tyreek Hill and then
it'll definitely be without Tyreek Hill. That man is in a wheelchair and he got a big boot on his leg.
Oh yeah, and then so I got J.C. Horn and Mike Jack. Hopefully, but I mean our linebacker core is trash. That's what we need first round as a linebacker. Yeah, wheelchair, Lady Ray.
All right, y'all ready for these picks?
Yeah, cause I know you ready to hop out of here. Let me get it. What we doing? We playing space.
When we going back to your pot, man, getting that space.
When you want to. My schedule clear up after this month.
Well, I mean, I still got another month of football, so.
I mean, we can do our own. So, all right, right now, Miles is 8-5, Trigga is 7-6, and I am 7-6. Shout out to me for getting what's the one game that I got right that I was bragging about? The Giants. The Giants.
Okay.
Big dog. Me and Miles got the Panthers game wrong, though. Shout out to Trigga being the only one that got New England. Miles was the only one that picked. I thought you had one. The Chiefs, the Bears. Trigga picked. Y'all picked Green Bay. I picked Dallas. We all won. I didn't put the tie. Oh, I should have put the tie on there.
Yeah. We didn't win or lose. And that's another thing, man. NFL, they can't be no more ties, man.
Hey, Pat McAfee said a kickoff between the kickers. You started the 40, you go back.
Yeah,
You know, I thought about
you got to
that,
do
but
something.
I think they need to do college rules. But instead of having a first down, you got started 25 and you got 4 tries to score.
Like we used to do it back in the day, bro.
Yeah, like but this tie shit is just ridiculous, man.
You got 4 downs to get to the hoop to hoop. We playing hoop to hoop. You got 4 downs to get there.
Mm-hmm.
F them kids. We can't say F them kids. Shout out to the kids. We back. But all right, I ain't gonna be able to read that, and I put it on there. But here we go. Thursday night football. San Francisco at Los Angeles Rams. Who y'all going?
Woo! Give me the Rams.
No, I want to pick the Rams, but then I don't trust them. I just feel ever since that Eagles game, man, I just don't. And they should have lost yesterday too to the Colts. They shouldn't have won that game.
I'm with you,
So
Trigger.
give me the 49ers, man. Give me the 49ers.
I'm with you, Trigger. But the 49ers at one point last game, Ricky Pearsall was in the tent, and Jawan Jennings had to go to the tent. And they didn't have enough space. The 49ers are hurt. I think Brock Purdy got added to the injury report with his toe. And the Rams are looking for some. They won this week, or did they looking for get back?
No, they
No, they
won.
beat the Colts. They beat the Colts, yeah, because A.D. Mitchell had the touchback. Yep.
Yeah, they shouldn't have, but yeah.
A.D. Mitchell. But I'm going to go with the Rams as well. Minnesota at Cleveland.
Ooh.
The battle of the
Minnesota.
Midway.
I like Cleveland's defense, man. Their offense, man. I think this will be Joe. This is going to be Joe Flacco's last game. They're going to get tired, and I'm not saying they're going to put in Shador, but maybe they're putting in Dylan Gabriel. But that defense is playing way too well for the offense not to be productive.
Facts.
Yeah,
I mean, their defense is. I mean, they're giving up 200 yards a game. They're giving less than 200 yards more than Dallas is giving up.
I'll give him Bryce Young for a first-round pick.
Who that whole defense?
Yeah. No, I'll give him Cleveland. Let me get that first-round pick.
No, I got you.
Hey, that defense, though.
Yeah, man.
So I'm going to go with Cleveland as well. Las Vegas at Indy. I think Indy getting some get back on somebody.
Indy.
What's the next one? We got New York versus New Orleans. I'm going to Giants, man. Jaxson Dart, 2-0.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Giants.
New Orleans is they some ass, man.
I don't know. The best part about them is that defense. Their defense ain't doing bad. They put 19 on the Bills, too. And the Giants don't have Malik Nabers. Shout out Malik Nabers, prayer torn ACL.
Giants.
Everybody going Giants. That's one of those ones. All right. Dallas at the New York Jets.
Give me the Jets.
You lying.
Give me Cowboys.
I can't see the Jets going on 5.
No, I can. The way they playing tonight, boy, I can see it.
This is the alternate. This is the ultimate Dallas game where this is a game they should win easily, and they fumble, figuratively and literally.
I need it.
Well, the Jets is literally doing that tonight. They done fumbled the ball 3 times.
I need y'all to be nice and happy when y'all come into Carolina so we can beat y'all. Denver at Philly.
Philly. Although I would say Philly's will win, but damn it, the way they've been playing, their luck is going to run out. AJ Brown is complaining. He's not happy. Their luck is going to run out.
I think Denver beat them. I think Sean Payton beat them, and Denver turned their season around.
Here's what I'll say about Philly. I'm going to take the other approach here. The fact that A.J. Brown has not been involved through these first 4 weeks, and Saquon Barkley has not, and they're still these are 2 of their best players. And not just on the team, but in all of football. Like, a lot of people look at Saquon Barkley as the best running back in football. And the fact that this man has not had a 100-yard rushing game yet, and A.J. Brown has barely been targeted, and they're 4-0, that don't scare y'all?
It show you how bad football is.
I mean, I guess, but I don't want to completely take credit away from the Eagles and what they've done, because while they could arguably be 0-4 or at least 2-2, they have found ways to win every game that they've been in. And they are beating some good teams. Like 3 of the 4 games they played, I'm not talking about the Dallas game, but the 3 games after they played Dallas, they played against teams who made the playoffs last year and they are expected to go back to the playoffs again this season. And they went in. They beat Kansas City. They beat the Rams, and they beat who they play yesterday?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay on the road.
Tampa Bay been getting lucky though too.
And I mean, I hear
but they're
you.
still a tough team.
Who did they beat? Who has the Eagles beaten this year?
The Rams.
They beat
Bucks,
the Cowboys,
and
the Cowboys, the Rams, Bucks, and the Chiefs.
That's good wins.
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's
the
good
Bucks
wins, quality wins.
The Chiefs and the Bucks were on the road.
And Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown ain't been a factor in none of them games.
Yeah.
And they still find ways to win. So that's scary to me. The two best players haven't got going yet. Now, will AJ Brown still be an Eagle this year? You know, we'll see. You know,
Carolina.
Y'all see the little tweet he put out there?
I heard about it, but I didn't see what he put. He put like a Bible verse or something.
It's a Bible verse. Yep.
Yeah, something about how things ain't going your way. Instead of making a racket, you just stay silent and shrug it off. But I think the Eagles was trying to force him the ball yesterday. I watched a pretty decent amount of that game.
9 targets, I think.
They had 9 targets. They had one possession where first, second, and third down, they went to A.J. Brown. And none of those balls were close to being completed. I felt like they were just forced. Like, they weren't good throws. They weren't good play calls. Like, they were just either A.J. Brown had said something like, hey, I need targets. Like, give me the ball, whatever. Like, and they did it or what. But it did not look good. And the way he walked off that field after that last target, it was just like, it told me everything I needed to know about how he felt about it. And here's another thing about that, too. Like,
here's the quote on the screen.
A lot of people are giving A.J. Brown flack. They're like, what are you so upset about? Your team is 4-0. Like, you should be good. And, yes, I do agree with that. Like, you know, we're obviously you need to value team success over your individual success. But I also get from A.J. Brown's standpoint that I'm the best receiver on this team. You know, all these football players got egos, and they're trying to feel like they're worth or they're, you know, worthy and their value is like validated. Like, I'm the best receiver on this team. We're 4-0. Like, I want to feel like I'm contributing to this too. Like, I don't want to be just a body that's just out here, you know, going through the motions. Like, I want to actually be, you know, involved and a part of the reason why we're 4-0. Not, you know, me saying what I'm saying right now that, the Eagles are 4-0 and A.J. Brown ain't even had to do anything. Well, he's not being involved with anything. So I've been in that boat where I've been one of the best players on my team, and my team's been playing well, but I felt like I wasn't really being involved. So I get it from that standpoint. Like, you want to feel included, especially when you're the top dog. Like, I can get, like, if you're a role player or a bench player or something like that, like, you know, you're not getting heavy minutes, a lot of minutes. You're not getting a lot of targets, a lot of touches, a lot of looks. But when you're one of the best players in the team and you got traded for specifically to come in and be the number one guy, and you're not getting those looks and those touches and those plays called up for you, it does something to you mentally. Like, you do kind of feel like, you know, you're not valuable or, you know, you're not needed. And, like, you know, you want to be a part of things. Like, yes, I'm pretty sure he's happy that the team is 4-0, but he also wants to feel like he's contributing to that, not that he's just out there. So I get that. I get it. I get both sides of it. Yes, he should be happy, but I think I wouldn't be mad at him for wanting more for himself too.
Eloquently spoken, Trigga. Miami at Carolina.
Miami.
Ooh, give me Miami.
Shout out to Lady Ray.
Shout out to Uncle Luke.
Y'all got to talk me out why y'all think Miami going to beat Carolina.
Because they're going to have more points.
Because it's Carolina.
So that's hate.
I mean, not necessarily hate. It's just, you know, Carolina, I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen anything great.
Yeah.
You saw a 30-0 shutout.
What you say?
Yeah, but then I saw the 42-13 against the Patriots yesterday. So
yeah, I saw you. What you
and
say?
then they have a track record.
So what makes you?
They have a track record of being, you know, good against the Falcons.
What makes you believe in the Dallas against the Jets?
I don't believe in Dallas.
I know, I'm talking to Trigga. I know I'm talking to Trigga, Mouse. I'm talking.
Because we can move the football, and then watch this Jets offense operate right now. We got a chance.
You don't think that Sauce Gardner gonna put George Pickens in a bag?
He can, but did who was the best corner for the Packers last night on George Pickens?
Somebody that worked at Walmart 3 years ago.
Yeah, it'll be a good matchup, but we got other weapons and we can run the football. So
Tyrod Taylor gonna come in there and score some points on you.
hey, Sauce Gardner can't be doing that great. They 0-4.
Hey, you right, man. I want to go with Carolina, and I'm gonna go with Carolina.
He does this every week. He set it up like he's thinking about it, like,
I really am thinking about it because the team I saw on the field looked pitiful, but it's in the bank. It's in the bank. They play good in the bank.
Your money's in their bank.
What a funny chocolate man. No, but yeah, that true, but it's I think we getting Jimmy Horn up. Tyreek Hill, if he's not playing, I feel a lot better. Not for his injury.
He's definitely not playing. But this might be. I'm predicting this will be season injury. It did not look good, fellas.
I think we're gonna make some changes because I think people gonna have their jobs on the line, so butthole's gonna be a little tight. And I think we come out there and Jimmy Horn is a great name. Jimmy Horn Jr. He ready right now. I think it's a win for Carolina. Okay. Houston at Baltimore. Battle of 1 and 3 teams.
I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore. I just can't see Baltimore.
They're due for a win.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry.
They're due for a win. But it's Lamar Jackson. Well, they got Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is a pretty good backup. I trust him. Yeah, give me Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore. Cooper Rush is that backup quarterback you want to have if your starter going to be out for an extended period of time.
No, you want Joe Milton.
He'll win some games. No, I don't like Joe Milton.
Pinch me if I'm dreaming. Joe Milton. Tennessee at Arizona. I'm going with Tennessee.
Give me Arizona.
Arizona.
Trigga thought about it.
Yeah, I thought it was something with Arizona that I didn't like, or something happened, or they were missing.
James Conner got hurt.
Yeah, I knew that already. I don't know why I was thinking somebody else. Maybe not. Yeah, Arizona.
Tampa Bay at Seattle. This is gonna be a good game, I think.
Ooh, it is gonna be a good game. Yeah, Seattle. I like Seattle.
I like Tampa Bay battling back.
Yeah, they had the opportunities against Philly. They got off to a slow start, but they had the opportunities once they came back.
If Mike Evans playing?
No, I don't think.
And y'all gotta remember, Baker did that to Philly without Mike Evans.
Right.
And it hurt. Tampa missing a lot of people. But Detroit at Cincinnati. I'm going Detroit.
Yeah, give me Detroit, man. I'm a believer in Dan Campbell. I'm biting ankles.
You said Detroit
ankles.
Didn't he say something about biting ankles?
Bite kneecaps.
Oh, kneecaps.
Who's Detroit playing against?
The Bengals.
Seattle. I mean, Cincinnati.
Detroit.
You said Detroit, Trigger.
Yep, Detroit.
Washington at the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to Chargers. They bouncing back.
Go Chargers, go.
Chargers.
LAC. New England at Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo. Buffalo played a close game to the Saints. I think the Saints beat us this year too. Side note. Kansas City at Jacksonville.
Kansas City.
I think Kansas City's gonna go undefeated the whole month of October.
But Jacksonville just beat the 49ers.
Okay. But
Kansas City.
I think they
I feel like Kansas City had one of them games yesterday where they found themselves again. Like they needed to get one game where they get right. And now they can just take off. And I think the game against the Ravens, a quality opponent, a dominating performance, was enough to carry them forward.
Well, that's the picks right there, fellas. We hit the episode and the topic in the beginning. I guess.
I also want to say real quick.
Go ahead, Trigger hit. That's what I was going to ask.
I didn't want to get out of here without addressing this. New York Mets fans out there.
Oh shit.
My man, look, y'all don't know how poetic this is for me because Steve Cohen's whole plan was to steal Juan Soto from the Yankees last offseason. That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about. And, I don't even want to say steal Juan Soto from the Yankees because technically he's a free agent, but to keep him from going and re-signing with the Yankees, right? So that was his sole purpose. His whole being was to make sure they signed Juan Soto, and they did. Gave him a record amount of money, right? And what did that get him? Because guess what? All the resources went into Soto. You didn't address your starting pitching. You didn't address your bullpen. And those were your two biggest issues all season long. You try to get guys, young guys, and depending on them, you depend on guys coming off an injury. You try to turn relievers into pitchers. And you had one reliable arm in your bullpen. Even he can opt out and be a free agent after this season. So I say all that to say this. Pitching, good pitching is going to be what wins you games and wins you championships ultimately. It don't matter what your roster look like. And the Mets have one of the best rosters on paper. You got Francisco Lindor leading off, probably one of the best, if not the best shortstop in all of baseball. You got Juan Soto, generational hitter. You got Pete Alonso. You got Brandon Nimmo, Brett Beatty, Jeff McNeil. You went and got Cedric Mullins from Baltimore at the deadline. Like, you got all these good names on paper. But it don't matter how many runs you score. If you can't stop the other team from scoring, if you can't get strikeouts and get outs when you need them, all that don't mean nothing. Because that lineup, as good as they are, can get shut down by another team's good pitching staff. But if your pitching staff can't do that to other teams, you end up going, 38 and 55 or 28 and 55 for June 13th on to the end of the season? That's how you get those results. When you're depending on guys who have not played, who have been hurt.
All right, thoughts. I'm gonna get on the body here.
You're signing relievers. All right, Mal. You signing relievers and trying to turn them into starting pitchers. You got no arms in the bullpen you can depend on. That's the results you get. You missed the playoffs. The Mets did all they did last season to get Juan Soto in free agency, and they didn't address starting pitching. They didn't address the bullpen, and it cost them. So I hope y'all have fun with that for the next 14 years. I just wanted to say that real quick. Because the Mets, we big brother now. The Yankees, little brother, we got Juan Soto. And, that's all they talked about all season long. And the Mets had the best record in baseball on June 12th. June 13th was the beginning of the end for them. And they had probably an all-time horrible run to end the season. You let the Cincinnati Reds make the playoffs, a team that has a $110 million payroll, and y'all almost $350 million payroll, and you sitting on the outside looking in. I can't hear you, B-Wise.
I'm sitting here talking my sanctum. I'm sitting here doing ad libs. I'm saying, you sitting outside of the club. You can't even get in.
Oh, my God.
My ad libs ain't been hit this whole time.
No, but yeah, the Yankees, man, they're plan B, right? What did that consist of when we didn't resign Juan Soto? We got Paul Goldschmidt, Gold Glove first baseman. He's a little bit older, but he's still serviceable, right? We went out and got Cody Bellinger, who hasn't quite played like he did the MVP year that he won with the Dodgers a few years back. But, I mean, he's definitely the second best player on our team next to Judge. So we went out, we got Goldsmith, we got Bellinger, we went got Devin Williams, who's looked good as of late. Had a rough start to the season, very up and down. But it looked like he's finally steadied the ship. We went and got Fernando Cruz for our bullpen. And don't even get me started what we did at the deadline. Went and got a third baseman, Ryan McMahon, who's been elite defensively playing that slot. And I can't wait to see him flash that leather in the first two games of the series because, with two lefties on the mound, Rodon and Freed in the first two games, he's going to see a lot of balls come his way, balls. and he's gonna play that third base clean, which is something that we needed all year long up until the deadline when we finally acquired him. David Bednar, the closer we got from the Pittsburgh Pirates at the deadline, has emerged into the Yankees closer, and he's done a great job in that role. After his first couple starts were a little shaky, but he's finally found his grounding, and he's been very consistent. But the MVP of the trade deadline, in my opinion, that the Yankees got, Jose Caballero. The trade they got for the Tampa Bay Rays during the game. This man literally walked up out the dugout, the Tampa Bay Rays dugout to the Yankees dugout when they made the trade. But this man is a threat on the base path. He is a menace on the base path. If he gets on base, he is stealing. The Yankees know that. The opposing pitcher knows that. The catcher, everybody know that. But they can't stop him. He's going to get in the scoring position.
Let me ask you a question, Trigger.
He leaves the MLB in stolen bases. That was a great pickup by the Yankees.
I hear how you talking now about your Yankees. Are you worried the same thing is going to plague them in the postseason that always plagues them in the postseason?
But Aaron Judge not showing up? All by myself.
Damn, I got kicked out for that question. That's crazy.
So my response was what? Aaron Judge not showing up? Am I worried about that?
Yes,
Absolutely, I am.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, I am. Because if we go off history, history says that, he's going to, be like he normally is, and he's going to, stink up the thing. I feel like he's due one of these years to have a big October.
Exactly.
Giancarlo Stanton can come in and do it every single year. Why can't Judge, right? And this man, literally, he's streaking into the playoffs. Like, he had a great month of September. Like I said, he won AL Player of the Week to close the season. He's won it 3 times this year, which is more than anybody else. So you would think that everything, the way it's lining up, that he's going to have a good postseason. But yes, there are some things that worry me about the Yankees because, again, what's been the biggest issue I've had with them outside of their bullpen is that we can't hit good pitching. We have not been consistently good against good pitching. And I said it earlier at the top of this podcast. We got Garrett Crochet on the mound for game 1, who has been good against us this year. So there haven't been many good pitchers this year, like elite pitchers, that the Yankees have been able to score runs against and get to.
Yeah.
And that does scare me. Even though, like I said, our lineup is elite. We got the bodies, we got the bats, but if their pitching can shut us down, we're useless.
Yeah.
Garrett Crochet absolutely has the power to do that. I've seen him do it multiple times. Not only against us, but against everybody. That's why he's probably going to win the Cy Young this year. He's my vote. I don't know if I can just outright say that because, Scooble. It's going to be between him and Scooble, the American League Cy Young Award. One of them two going to get it. But, yeah, he gives us problems, man. So I always worry about my Yankees against good pitchers. But Max Fried's been pitching pretty well, too. And I think he has it in him to match what wow, that was terrible. The Jets, they don't make some boneheaded stuff tonight, man. I'm just, anywho, but Max Fried hasn't just matched Garrett Crochet, and he's pitched a lot better after he went through that tough stretch around the All-Star break when he had that issue with the blister on his hand. He's finally reined it back in. He's gotten better, so I expect big things from Fried. I think he'll be okay. I think this Yankees offense, man, they have got to be better about situational hits. They've got to be better about their defense. They got to play clean baseball. No errors. You can't give teams extra outs. We saw how that ended for us in the World Series last year. Our bullpen's got to come in. That's my main concern about this whole thing. Yes, I worry about the Yankees hitting against good pitching, but I'm also worried about this bullpen because even though they had a pretty good outing over the last 2 weeks of the season, they haven't played a lot of stiff competition in doing so.
Yeah.
So I worry about them going against good teams. Are they able to withstand, or not withstand, but are they able to perform the way they've been performing the last couple of weeks against inferior competition? So that raised question for me. So obviously, yes, I have a lot of worries. Is Aaron Judge going to show up? Are we going to be able to hit good pitching? Can we play clean defense? Can the bullpen are they going to perform? So those are really my main concerns about this team. Other than that, um, like I said, I'm not worried about them scoring runs. The Yankees lead the majors in runs per game. I think they will score runs, even against good pitching. If they can get to the bullpen, they'll score runs as long as our pitcher is not giving up 4 or 5 runs, and we got to play out of a hole because the Yankees aren't a good comeback team. They get down a certain amount of runs, you can almost just go ahead and count them out.
Hmm. Like the
But if they can,
Panthers.
but if the Yankees give up 2 or 3, if Max Fried gives up like 2 or 3 runs, and we get to their bullpen and we haven't scored, we still have a chance. But he gives up 4 or 5, and Garrett Crochet is locking us down. It's not going to be good. So
Are
we
you
got to
looking
get to
for?
Crochet before they get to Fried. That's going to be the key for me.
Are you looking forward to a World Series rematch if you can get past the Red Sox and pass all the other stuff?
And that's the other thing too. I would love for the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees have played good enough baseball over the last 2 months of the season to where I think they can get back to the World Series. If it's against the Dodgers, great. I would love to get that matchup again. Absolutely would love to get that matchup. Um, However, there are some really good teams this year in the National League that can legit threaten the Dodgers. In their quest to try to get back to the World Series.
Do you think
But
it's? Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but the Yankees got to go through the AL East, which they've been trash against that division all year in the playoffs. So they got the Red Sox first 3 games, and then if they get past them, they got to face the Blue Jays, which
Ooh.
I'm gonna tear my hair out in that series because I could not stand playing the Blue Jays this year. Even though we won 2 out of 3, the last series we played them, the Blue Jays ultimately won 8 out of 13 against us this season, and that includes a 4-game sweep back in the beginning of July. When we went up to Toronto, they beat us 4 straight games, and they just grind out at bats. They don't strike out. They put the ball in play. That's the kind of team they are. And teams who do that are normally very successful, and they make deep playoff runs. So I'm hoping that if the Yankees can advance to the next round and play the Blue Jays, because the Blue Jays they meet the winner of this series against the Yankees and the Red Sox on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's 6 days of not playing baseball. So my only hope is if we
Hold
are
on.
able
It's
to,
what Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah, that's a wild card round. They got the first
Oh,
round
that's
bye.
dope. Baseball, dope. Basketball should do
So
that.
so we're playing. We got our day off. It's like regular season to us. So like we got our day off um, on Monday, and we go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the Red Sox. We'll play all 3 if necessary. Then we'll have Friday off, and then the series will start on Saturday against the Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays will have had 6 days off. My only hope is if the Yankees do survive playing the Red Sox, that that long layoff for the Blue Jays might set them back a little bit, might
Right.
cool them off.
Yeah.
Because the Blue Jays went 1-6 over a stretch, but then they went on a winning streak to end the season, and they caught fire. So I'm hoping this layoff kind of cools them down. And the Yankees, if they win, they're still, in rhythm. They still been playing. They haven't had a lot of time off. They're able to come into this series, guns a blazing, and they're able to, punch them in the mouth early and hopefully get an advantage.
Yeah.
So that's my only hope. But again, the Yankees haven't been great against the Red Sox in the regular season. They had a losing record against them this year. They had a losing record against the Blue Jays. And we have to go through both of these teams if we want to get back to the World Series. But I
Who?
do think if the Yankees get past the Red Sox and the Jays, that their chance of going to the World Series will probably be like 90-95% in my eyes. Because those will be the 2 toughest teams that they'll play in the American League in the playoffs. I think they'll beat
So,
Detroit. I think they'll beat Seattle
who do you not want to see on the
or
other
Cleveland.
side in the World Series?
If we make it to the World Series, the National League team that I don't want to see,
Yeah.
um,
Or teams.
I don't want to see the Milwaukee Brewers. I don't want to see the Phillies. I don't want to see the Cubs.
So you
All
can
three of those teams scared me.
you said the Dodgers. You want the smoke? Okay.
Yeah. I don't mind the Dodgers because the Dodgers have been shaky all season. Like they started off good, but then they became human. So I think they're beatable. They look good on paper, but they haven't lived up. The bullpen is gettable.
Yeah.
The starting pitching, Shohei's still trying to find his footing, and he will. I think Yamamoto has been good. Kershaw is, on his last leg, literally, because he's retiring after this season. He's trying to go out strong. So I think we can get to them a little bit more than we did uh, last year. The Padres do scare me, but I feel like we could beat them. But the Phillies and the Cubs, I just feel like, man, they've just been two of the most consistent teams all year long. I mean, the Brewers had a rough start to the season. I mean, we opened the season against the Brewers. Yankees had a 3-game series against the Brewers on opening weekend, and we swept them.
Mm.
And they looked pretty bad after that series. And then I don't know what happened, but they got really good really fast, and they became the best team in baseball. They finished with the best record in baseball, and they had 97 wins, which was the most in the league this year. They were the only team that had a shot at winning 100 until they went on that losing streak against. They played somebody that beat them that shouldn't have beat them. No, the Reds beat them twice, which was crazy, and then they lost a couple other games too. But they still won the most games. But I feel like they're a different team than when we first played them back in March.
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to see that team again.
Shout out to Mr. 3000. Um, for this series coming up with the Red Sox and the Yankees, who is more important to come out with a win? Like who I think with the Yankees going to the World Series last year, I think for the Red Sox fans it's probably more pressing for them to get a win in this series than the Yankees. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault you for thinking that. Like that's a fair take. I think with the Yankees though, there's obviously pressure because of who they are.
Yeah,
You know,
always.
Aaron Judge is on the cusp. Winning another MVP. They're waiting for him to show up in October. Um, we're trying to see how they did. Now that Soto has been eliminated, with the Mets in the playoffs, now they're really trying to see the pressure's really on. Like these dudes really about to go and you know, um, we'll really see what they're about now. Really see if this is a team that's going to work in the postseason here against all good competition and what they do.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little pressure on the Yankees to perform. I think it'll be more important for them. I don't think people are expecting the Red Sox. We wouldn't be surprised if they won the series, obviously, because they've been beating up the Yankees all year. But I think some people are, without them having Roman Anthony, with their bullpen being a little shaky, just a little shaky, they're expecting the Yankees to have it more together than Boston does.
Right.
Um, Yankees have home field advantage, so obviously that there's more pressure on them to actually use that to their advantage. But yeah, I don't know, but
We shall
I think
see.
yeah, it's going to be a good pitching matchup between Crochet and Freed, two of the best lefties in the American League, probably all of baseball.
This side of the
Going to
East
be
Coast.
a pitching duel. It probably going to be a low scoring game at least while they're in there. Is my expectation. But to me, this game's going to come down to the bullpens.
The
Like
bullpens.
most games, in the playoffs especially, it normally is all about the bullpen and how they are able to pitch and what they do and how they perform. Obviously, the starters are gonna give you, you know, they're gonna start it off. They're gonna get you in position to where the bullpen can come in and continue what they started, or at
Right.
least stop the bleeding if you're not playing well. But ultimately, yes, we hope for a good outing from Freed. He's able to hold Boston to no more than 2 runs. Um, it gives our offense a chance. We're obviously better against other teams' bullpens than we are against the starters, especially if they have a really good pitcher, really good starting pitcher on the mound. It's like the Yankees with the Orioles series, right? They had two pitchers that had a 2.25 ERA or better. And if the Yankees couldn't get to them right away, they were able to hold off enough to where they could get to their bullpen, and that's where they did their damage. And that's where they scored their runs, and that's where they won the game. So we got to do the same thing with Boston now. We got to, we can score some runs on Crochet. We can somehow get 3 or 4 on him. Our chances of winning the game go up greatly, especially if Freed is dealing on his end. The bullpens got to come in and then lock it down. But if we can't score against Crochet, we can't give up a lot of runs either on our side. But if we get to their bullpen and it's still a close game, the Yankees are trailing, we have a chance.
Yeah. So before Trigga, we get out of here, I want to share something and get your thoughts on. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up.
Well, the
Hold
Jets
on.
are worse than the Cowboys.
You think the Panthers beating the Jets?
The Panthers beating the Jets?
Yes, sir. Oh, look. This is what David Tepper, 37 and 83 since buying the team in 2018.
I'm about ready to change my pick.
To what? The
To
Panthers? You come on, Trigga.
yeah, give me the Panthers over the Jets.
Oh, that's we playing the Dolphins this week. We playing the Jets
Oh, all right,
week
all
at the
right.
Cowboys.
All right, well, yeah, I'll probably pick the Panthers for that game.
All right. Here we go, Trigga. Let me get your thoughts on this right here. Share the screen.
They're saying Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee.
Ooh. Let's get your thoughts on this.
So hopefully ain't no, structural damage.
Yes, sir.
Se acostó temprano, mañana hay que estudiar.
February 8th, Bad Bunny.
Pero llamó a la amiga
Super
diciendo
Bowl
pa'
halftime. Look, Lady Ray, we said that too. His skin looking flawless over there. What's his routine?
It's probably the lighting,
Now you see I had to pull my big ass forehead out to
which is weird because the lighting has been the same the entire time we've been doing this podcast. But I don't know. Like I said, I shaved my mustache, so.
Look, my skin. Look, my hair ain't there, but my skin there.
I literally have no skin routine. I don't put anything on my skin.
I double washed today, so I did my face cleanser, and then I went back over with my other cleanser, and then I go with my face gel, my Vaseline for my double protector. So double exfoliate, double protect. Shout out skincare routine for brothers. We'll post one on the Substack. Trigga, I gotta get you on Substack.
I get the eye boogies out of my eyes every morning. That's about it.
I gotta get you on Substack, Trigga, so you can start writing.
Hey, come on.
But all right, Trigga. What's your final thoughts as we get out here? Lady kind of get in here. She got to go to sleep.
Yeah, well, hopefully next time we come back, the Yankees have advanced to the ALDS against the Blue Jays.
When we coming back? We want double tap this week or no? It's a lot.
We can. If we can make it happen. If not next week, that's fine too. But I just hope the Yankees are still playing, and that's really all I'm locked into. Honestly, we didn't go over the Bulldogs.
Oh, I got it loaded up too. You want to hit it?
Man.
We got time. That's the name of the title. That's the name of the title. We gotta go over the Bulldogs.
Damn title of the show. How do we not cover that? Mel's
Dang, my bad,
bro.
bro.
I needed him to hear what I had to say there. I knew it was something we forgot to do. I couldn't think of.
You want to save it or you want to go?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go. All
right.
Let's go ahead and knock it out. Because next week I ain't gonna really care about it. I put my heart and soul in this. Bobo Got to go.
I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna step away for a minute. I gotta stretch my booty cheeks because this seat's hurting a little bit.
All right.
Here we go.
The Georgia Bulldogs are trash. Absolute trash. Kirby Smart is the dumbest coach in football. The way he managed those timeouts in that last drive was absolute trash. Mike Bobo, it's time to go. Bobo was boo-boo the entire game. The play calling, the team is running the ball. They can't stop it, and you go 4 straight pass plays on the last possession, throwing the ball behind the sticks, not getting nowhere. Georgia had 2 possessions in a row in the second half where they had the ball and they started at midfield. And what did they do with it? Nothing. One of those drives, they went to 4th and short and tried to be all fast when they could have just kicked the field goal and got the 3 points. Instead, they hand the ball off to a guy who hadn't touched the ball and hadn't run the ball all game. In that situation, that's what you're putting the ball in the hands of, a guy who hasn't run all night on a 4th down where you have to have it. Why not give it to one of the other 2 backs who have been killing Alabama in the run game? What are these decisions? What are we doing? That drop touchdown pass that we had on the earlier drive, before that, got to catch the ball. Not one sack tonight on the quarterback, not one. It's like watching the Cowboys play. They're throwing into receivers who are wide open down the field, and we're getting no pressure on their quarterback. None. Between the play calling and the clock management in this game, it's no wonder that Georgia came out on the losing end. I mean, how does a team like Alabama not score a single point in the second half win this game? They didn't score a single point in the second half. And Georgia still found a way to lose. DeBoer is just like Russell Wilson. He did enough to stay out the hot seat this week, but next week against Vanderbilt, we'll see Alabama regress right back to the team that they had been before they came to this game against Georgia. I don't know what it is when they play Georgia, but for some reason when they play us, this team acts like they're a national championship contender. Kirby Smart cannot beat the Crimson Tide for whatever reason. He can't do it. It doesn't matter how good either team is. It doesn't matter who's playing. No matter where they are in the rankings, Alabama always beats Georgia. If the game's in Tuscaloosa or if the game's in Athens, it don't matter. They always find a way to win. And it makes me sick to be a Georgia Bulldogs fan. Every time we play Alabama, we fold. I'm sick of Kirby Smart and his dumb play calling and his stupid clock management, and the same with Mike Bobo. Mike Bobo had been needed to go a long time ago. This was his worst game that he's ever called as offensive coordinator that I've seen him call since he's been a coordinator with Georgia. This was the worst one. It's like I said, man, this is why I didn't get excited about Georgia in the first 2 weeks of the season, because we beat some nobodies. And against those nobodies, they didn't look as great as they should have looked. They didn't look as great as Ohio State has and all these other teams, Oregon and Penn State has looked against teams that they should be crushing. And they go out and they crush these teams. Georgia goes out against these teams and they beat them, but they don't crush them. They don't play them and show them the difference between why they are who they are and why Georgia is who they is. Georgia was barely hanging on in those games. Georgia should have lost to Tennessee 2 weeks ago. They got lucky. The kicker missed a field goal that should have won Tennessee the game and gave Georgia extra life and gave them another chance. But if we want to be honest, Georgia should be 2-2 right now. I don't know what the answer is for this team. I feel like a broken record because I'm saying the same thing about them that I say about my Cowboys. But this team is not it. This team is not winning a national championship. They just aren't. And again, they didn't look good against bad teams to start the season. And how they played so far against the SEC, against Tennessee, and against Alabama, they have not looked good. They've not looked good. This team takes too long to get started. They get off to all these slow starts. They let Tennessee come out, get up 21-7, and let Alabama come out, get up 14-0 before the defense finally decides to wake up and play. I don't know what Kirby Smart is doing with these teams to prepare these guys, but they need to get off to faster starts against better competition. Can't keep playing from behind and expecting to beat decent teams or good teams. And Alabama's not even a good team. But yet, we've lost the last 10 of the 11 times we played them. 0-2 against DeBoer. And he's on the hot seat. And he's off the hot seat now because Georgia made him look good. But, anywho, this team is not winning a national championship. They're just not. And I'll be shocked if they go the rest of the season and don't lose another game or 2 or 3. Because this schedule does not get any easier moving forward.
Yeah, man. So I obviously had a couple of days to cool down after that was a live raw reaction right after that game went off. I had to go outside and sit in the car and vent about that because it was, it hurt me that bad. But looking back, man, I shouldn't have been surprised. Even going into that game, I knew Alabama was going to give us a fight. Like they always do. They always find a way to win. Like it's been games where we've been ranked higher than them. They still beat us. As was the case this past Saturday. We were the higher ranking team, and now all of a sudden they're number 10, we're number 12. But Georgia, man, they didn't have those signature like the first 2 weeks of the season against Marshall and Austin Peay, like Ohio State, Miami, all the other good teams in the FCS. They would have put up 50 points plus easy on both of those teams. Like Georgia didn't do that. Like they beat them, but they didn't put up what they should have against them. And that to me was telling. I was like, they won these games with 2-0, but like they didn't crush these teams like they were supposed to. That was a bad sign. And then obviously it all came to fruition when we went up against against Tennessee. We got down 21-7. We got lucky that but the kicker missed the kick to win in the game. And that opened the door for us. Got to 3-0 when we probably shouldn't have. And then we go against Alabama. Same thing. They go up 14-0 to start the game. And to me, that's coaching. When teams repeatedly come out every week and get started off slow, that is preparation. That is all on the coach for that. So that's why I say I blame Kirby Smart in large part because these guys did not look prepared when they came out. It took them, pretty much a whole half to get going. Mike Bobo, I've never really been a big fan of his. He's made a lot of questionable play calls over the years, and I stand by what I said when I said this was the worst game he's coordinated in all of his time at Georgia. This was the worst one because there were so many plays in this game where I'm just like, why? What are you doing? Like, what is the purpose? What is the idea? Like, what is your thought process? It was so many of those questions multiple times during that game. Like, he's trying to do too much in situations that don't require for it, and then he's trying to do too little when he needs to go and do more. So they need to get rid of him. And Kirby Smart, I give him a lot of credit for being a coach who makes in-game adjustments better than anybody else in football. But clock management has been an issue with him. At one timeout he called before the 2-minute warning to try to preserve time on a third and short. Like they're going to convert it. They're going to convert it. Just go ahead, let them get the first down. They'll run the clock down to 2 minutes, and then we'll still have our 3 timeouts. So we can try to stop them 3 times and get the ball back. But instead, he called it. He burned the timeout before the 2-minute warning on 3rd and 1. They get the first down. They run it down to the 2-minute warning. Now we only got 2 timeouts to play with. And, of course, Georgia wasn't able to stop them from getting the first down, so that sealed the game. But, yeah, man, Georgia, this team don't look dominant as they used to, and I get NIL
Mike.
and what do you say?
I said my mic went on, but I said is it rust for Kirby though too? And is it a little bit of a spoiled fan syndrome to where Georgia has been so dominant that with NIL and other things, it's kind of like regression back to the mean, so it may not be those big blowouts of the past? Or do you think it's all strictly execution, coaching?
Yeah, I think execution and coaching has played a big role in our shortcomings to Alabama specifically. But like I was getting ready to say, I think the NIL obviously and the transfer portal is making it harder to have these or have certain teams continue to be as dominant as we've seen in recent memory before that became a thing. So that does play a role because that makes the playing field a little bit more even. We're not seeing some of these big wins as much. We're not seeing a lot of blowouts from these big schools against each other for the most part. I'm not seeing a lot of high scoring games. Like we're not seeing these teams come in like, oh man, they got an all world defense. They're shutting teams out. Like, no, guys are going up and down the field now. Because like I said, the playing field is more even. But I think in Georgia's case, even though, yes, we won the 2 championships in a row a few years ago, and when you start doing that, there's expectations that follow that. And I know the season's not over, just 1 loss. That could be the only loss on their schedule this year. They could go and win every other game. I have a hard time seeing that because of the opponents we got coming up. We still got some ranked opponents like Ole Miss. They look real good this past weekend. They're a top 5 team in the rankings right now. So that we struggled with them last year. And I saw it coming last year when we played them. I'm like, this team is going to be the real deal. So having them on our schedule, we're playing them in a couple of weeks, like that scares me. That scares me. That could be another loss that we potentially look at. And obviously there's more on the schedule that we could potentially lose. So, Georgia, they have a tough schedule, but if they're able to get through it, obviously they get to the playoff, anything can happen. But like I said, the way they played so far this season, the first 4 games, doesn't scream championship contender to me. And and that's okay because they're not as strong as we've been used to seeing them be. Like they got a quarterback in there who's kind of like he hasn't really done much yet to kind of convince me that this is the guy. The run game has been questionable. The defense has been questionable. Our receivers are questionable after losing Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey to the league. We got the transfer from USC Branch, but he's been so-so. Like I'm just not blown away with the talent on both sides of the football right now. And like I say, you got play callers making plays that are not putting them in the best positions, and then you got Kirby mismanaging the clock. That doesn't help. That doesn't help offset the lack of talent that we have compared to previous years. So it's going to be a long season for Georgia. Interesting one nonetheless. But, there are a few games on our schedule that if Georgia can win, that'll put me back in there. That'll put them back in my good graces. So we'll just kind of wait and see. But so far, I'm not impressed.
I keep having my mic not unmuted. Who they got coming up? Kentucky. You said Kentucky. They got Auburn.
Kentucky, Auburn, then I think Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yep. Florida. Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, and then Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is going to be a tough game at the end of the season too,
They
possibly.
were a tough game for us last year, and they won't even rank. We almost lost. We should have
Yeah,
lost them. But they've been balling this year. So that again, like I said, the schedule doesn't get any easier,
yeah.
man. We got a bunch of tough teams. Even those teams on there that aren't ranked, like Auburn and Kentucky, they're gonna
Charlotte.
give us a run. So
It's a good. Do you think you know who's dominant? Oregon? Well, we say Oregon's probably a dominant. Ohio
Ohio
State's
State,
not. I- Is the quarterback better now,
I don't
or is
know.
it just their defense?
I just see the end result every week to their games, and they're not unless they're playing a ranked team, they're not super close.
How you feel about Oregon?
Honestly, I haven't really seen a whole lot from them
They
this
beat Penn
season.
State in overtime.
Well, yeah, that one. Well, that was on when the Georgia game was on, so I didn't get a chance to watch that one. I did want to see that game, but like I said, uh, Georgia and Alabama were playing, so obviously that's where I was. That's where I had my attention. But anywho, um, yeah, I haven't really been following Oregon a whole lot. I just know they're a top 10 team.
Top 10 out there being quiet. But they had that big blunder in the playoff. Maybe that's why people don't look at Oregon yet. That's one. What you get? What's your thought on the Florida State game with the fan? I mean, the fans running on the game at UVA, Florida State UVA game.
Yeah,
Fans,
they got to do something to regulate that. Like they did it in college basketball. They banned storming the court, but football stadiums, you would think they would do that there because it's more dangerous. I would think.
yeah,
A lot more people, a lot more. Just that that turned into a whole medical emergency. Like it was multiple people that had to go to the hospital
yeah.
and got delayed care because of traffic. So they have got to be better about the safety of their players. You know, um, I know maybe they weren't expecting. Uh,
You watching the game, man? Let me cut this game on, man.
I'm gonna say I know they weren't expecting.
I got multi-view too.
About to say I know they weren't expecting UVA to probably win that game, so they weren't probably expecting that outcome or a chance that the fans would storm the field. But
Yeah,
you got to have some kind of security measures or rules in place to where they watch out for the player's safety in case that does end up being a possibility.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I didn't like it, man. It definitely made me nervous to watch that receiver get run over like that. Because people get killed and stampeded on. And these
Yeah.
students and fans or whatever you call them, they running and then don't care. They stepping
Dolph-
on somebody, and just like that's a horrible way to suffer.
Dolphins win, Lady Ray. That is like you right, Trigger. They gotta regulate like all that security and stuff they have on the sideline. Y'all can't just tell somebody no.
Right.
Shout out to the Dolphins getting the first win of the season.
Yep.
There
Somebody's gonna have to. I know neither team wanted to, but somebody had to win one.
and now it's gonna be the battle of 1 and 3 next week in Charlotte. The battle of the Midway. But Trigger, any last words for us?
Nah, man. Yeah, it's been a pretty miserable week of football for me, or weekend of football for me. But I got everything to
Me
look
too.
forward
Well,
to when it comes
Tech
to
one.
baseball.
Yeah.
Excited about the Yankees-Red Sox. Renewing a rivalry in the postseason. We'll, see who advances. I'll be stressed out here in a little bit watching that this week. But I'm feeling good about the Yankees. They won me over. They got a chance to get back to the World Series here and really do something special.
The
And
Yankees.
how sweet would that be? Juan Soto sitting on the couch watching us hold up the World Series trophy.
You don't mean that, Trigger. Juan Soto did so much for y'all.
He did. That's and selfishly, yes, I wish he would have come back because him and Judge that lineup together, man, that probably been one of the best 1-2 punches in the history of baseball if they get done playing. Like you
Yeah.
can't, like that. That is something to be seen. But obviously, if we get Juan Soto, obviously we're not able to go out and get a Cody Bellinger, we're not able to get a Max Fried, not able to get a Paul Goldschmidt. There's a lot of holes on our roster that probably remain there because of that. But that's why I said it was a blessing in disguise, right, when he signed with the Mets, because we saw what happened with the Mets. They
Yeah.
got Soto and literally could not do anything else. Like, the pitching suffered because of that, and that's why they're home. But
Mets
the
fans
Yankees,
probably pissed.
oh yeah, they are. They were talking big shit,
We gotta
when they
check on
got him.
Brian.
They were talking big shit. Now Brian wasn't one of them. He was
Yeah,
very.
he's a
You know,
rational
I,
fan.
I I remember
He's a
interacting with him
Dolphins
on
fan
social
too.
media about it. Yeah, shout out to him. But I remember we kind of talked about it on social media a little bit, whatever, and like he wasn't like rubbing it in my face or anything. But again, when Soto signed with them, I was like, okay, that was probably the best case scenario for the Yankees, given where he could have gone. Boston was in the picture, Toronto was in the picture, the Dodgers were in the picture, and then you had the Mets. I was like, well, if he does leave the Yankees, I'd be okay if he went to the Mets. Like that would probably be the best case scenario if he does not sign with the Yankees. Like he can't be a Dodger. That would just be unfair.
Yeah.
Obviously Toronto and Boston, he'd be in a division. We have to play him multiple times, and I won't try to do that either. So I was like, the Mets is probably the next best option. Like just go
Boston was the
across
best
the thing.
option.
Okay, and that's fine if you think that. But I was like, yeah, go to Queens. That's cool. We'll have the subway series twice a year, and that's it. That's the only time we got to deal with them unless we see them in the World Series. But obviously that won't happen this year.
Trigger
But
asshole.
but yeah, I mean, because I remember what they were saying on social media, man. Them Mets fans was going off. We big brother now, and we got Soto
We
and
the
all this other
captain
stuff,
now.
and
That's crazy.
we're gonna dog walk the Yankees when we play them and all types of stuff. The Yankees ain't gonna make the playoffs. Oh, y'all got Goldsmith, he's washed. You got Cody Bellinger, he's washed. Fernando Cruz, he's gonna get figured out and he's gonna fall off and get hurt. I mean, just every addition we made after losing out on Soto to fill that void, they criticized.
Yeah.
And now look where it got us versus where it got them.
How about now? Cause
So
I'm up right now.
I got to rub that in. And I know this is just year one of the 14 or 15-year contract he's got with
It's
the
a
Mets. So
long time.
obviously, I expect him to make the playoffs, in the future. But this season, I'm gonna gloat a little bit about that because guess what? You saw firsthand what putting all that money into one player does to the rest of your roster.
Like a first round draft pick. You
They
right.
they can all their pitching went out the window. Like I said, they went out and tried to get relievers to turn them into starters, depending on guys coming off of injuries. Like you didn't go out and get any arms on the market. You couldn't afford to. Couldn't trade for one. Couldn't buy one. Nothing. The bullpen was trash.
Trash.
I mean, you can have Juan Soto and all the good bats you want, but unless your team can pitch, it don't matter.
It don't matter at all.
Pitching wins you games,
Pitching wins you the pennant.
and that's what the Yankees did. They went out and got a starting pitcher,
A
you know,
starter.
and they went out and they reinforced the bullpen,
Reinforce the bullpen.
and we're still kind of waiting on the bullpen to repay those dividends, see what they do in the playoffs. But at least with the starting pitching with Max Fried lived up to the hype. And he led the majors with all pitchers with most wins. Just 19 wins. Nobody has more than that.
Repay the dividends.
But yeah, so I can only imagine when Garrett Cole comes back next season what this rotation is going to look like, man. You got Cole, Fried, Rodon. Like just those three by themselves. I don't care what two you put in after them. The three of them, man, that's how I was supposed to look this year. Clark
That's
Smith.
how it's supposed to look.
Oh my goodness! Imagine if all those guys stay healthy, man. This thing, see what they're doing now. Imagine what they could have been.
Ass.
Penn State still number 7. I guess they lost to Oregon.
Yeah, they lost. They got beat.
The fact that Texas is still in the top 10 baffles me.
Texas been quietly like mid.
Yep, it's not good enough.
Wow. Why would you say wow to Lady Ray? Because you didn't answer your question. Because that Trigger don't be paying attention to me most
What
of
was
the
her
time.
question?
Why y'all don't critique my singing?
I just act like it's not even happening.
I told you Trigger don't be paying attention to me most of the
I
time.
don't hear nothing.
But all right, Trigger. Anything else for the viewing audience?
I'm predicting.
That wow was Texas being mid. Oh yeah, they supposed to not be mid.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm predicting Texas to lose. Not Texas. I'm predicting that Alabama loses to Vanderbilt this week.
Alabama loses. You want them to lose because that's hate right there.
No, Vanderbilt is ranked 16th. It wasn't far off from where Alabama was, before they beat Georgia. And Vanderbilt's also 5-0.
You need Alabama to beat Vanderbilt because you need that Alabama to not look like a bad loss when you're trying to get into a college football playoff.
I don't care about none of that right now.
You say
Alabama,
that. All right, mark it. You hear it.
They look bad already. They done already lost. Who they lose to earlier? Was it Texas? Who beat them already?
Texas. No, Florida State.
Florida State. And look what Florida State did.
They a good team though. They lost to UVA though.
Yeah. So that loss looked kind of bad to Alabama, but the turn looks bad on us.
It depends on how Florida State did.
That lost to a team that won't good.
I'm a man. Play another man. Play another man.
They look bad. Alabama ain't looked that great this year to me either. So I'm predicting Vanderbilt to whip that ass.
Hate.
It might be a little bit of hate in that, but I just feel like Alabama, that's what they do. They play well against Georgia, not against everybody else. They can go into Vanderbilt feeling good about, they'll be at home, but they'll be going to that game feeling good about themselves, like they back or something, and then Vanderbilt's going to be like, nah.
Curry's what, 1-10? But he, like Miles said, he 1-0 and the one that matter. And guess who's playing quarterback in that game? Bryce Young. This has been another episode of BALLAS.
There was also another championship game that they didn't beat Alabama. Anytime they're in the SEC championship, they lose, and they lost them in the national championship before they finally beat them. So not all of them have just been regular season games. There's been some SEC championships in there too that they lose.
Yeah, Bryce won that SEC championship.
If he loses, it's virtually a home game in Atlanta, and you still lose to Alabama every year.
If he don't lose Jamison Williams, they may lose that national championship too.
Yeah, see.
But
guys got to be hurt, sick and all this stuff for us to have a chance.
It's Georgia, man. It's the powerhouse. Trigger. Stetson Bennett, come back.
Yeah.
Tom Brady might be right. It's no more development of the quarterbacks. Jaxson Dart actually got to sit. Like Jaxson Dart might have a Patrick Mahomes type trajectory. I'm not saying that, but just come in and play.
They're gonna need to put some pieces around him, I think.
Malik, his defense is good. He got a good defense.
Is Cam Scatterboo gonna be your guy going forward?
I can get running backs. It's 2-back system.
What about that? The offensive line really is it's the key. That's really New York's Achilles heel, I would say. They gotta protect him. He got weapons. Once Malik Nabers gets healthy, maybe they get him a legit number 2 out there. And then the defensive front is gonna be there.
Do you go get Odell if you're the Giants?
Odell.
Just to fill the gap to why Malik Nabers getting healthy for this season, to save the season, go get Odell.
Beckham Jr.?
Yes, sir.
I thought he retired.
No, he didn't. He said he still want to play. He just need an opportunity.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be great for Story.
Yeah.
Homecoming. turning back where it all started, but I doubt he's still the same guy.
If he come out there and him and Jaxson Dart can get out there and get 7 wins, and Odell get about 700-800 yards, Trigger, with a highlight catch, that's all New York need until next season to get them. Especially if that defense continue to play well.
Yeah, I reckon.
Louis Riddick is. I need Louis Riddick to be my GM. His eyes look a little red though. Louis Riddick look a little high. Oh, they on some gummies. I'm sorry, we live. Dang, my bad. Hey, let's get off live. I'm B Wise.
Man, I'm Trigga. We almost 3 hours.
It's been another episode of almost 3 hours. Y'all got 3 hours almost out of us. Shout out. We out. Peace. Love y'all.
Peace.
Leave the door